Intriguing one, G2. It's their permaban all stage long. We are in unknown quantities here.
And LEV, they play that style, that meta that you've seen from them, but not here. This is Breach Taeho from the team that has been playing the Phoenix and the Neon on almost every other map.
I'm seeing par for the course for the meta at this point in the game's life cycle. A lot of contact plays initially.
Holding that stun out from King.
Nobody wants to reveal their hands here. And okay, Neon's going to be catching the contact here just for now, and that's going to be a fault line, but rapidly approaching from behind, but still making no noise at all. The plant going down though. Will be a full committal into this one, but our control over towards Arcade. Look at the contain for now. Leviathan just biding their time. As soon as Sato and Spike start taking that contact, you might start to see some signs of life. Trent, head clean off of Spike, and now Valorant with a peek of his own. This is two players removed in the blink of an eye. It's up to Leviathan to see if they can pick up the pieces and get someone else out of this one. Neon doing his best work forwards, at least with an opening pistol. He's being battered and bruised in the process. Just him and Blows left to do it now. Quick tap, see if he can pull any more players at G2 out into the open. Heads are rolling, but Neon now going to do it into that 1v1. And there's no more time here. It's all on LEV. He can gradually just walk his way up and just lock up that pistol round for G2.
It's a great start for G2 on a map that they almost never play. Not only is this their permaban map, so it should be at the bottom of their map pool, but this is only the 8th time this squad has ever played Fracture, which is just ridiculous.
That is crazy.
This is not a map that they like to go towards.
Come on, baby,
but they're going to
come
come
on!
out here. They're going to come out here with an idea and see if they can throw LEV off their game early doors. Now that pistol round is played by LEV almost the same way that they played the whole of the previous match against MIBR on Fracture. They got 13-4 dominated by MIBR. Wyatt was talking about it, about maybe that this could be a weird way to begin a series.
Yeah.
You do want to go towards G2's weakness, but LEV themselves, this isn't really the map that you associate with.
Well, we'll see it. Neon, banded in hand. A little bit of chip damage and more. Jorgamo being taken out of the picture. It's definitely going to slow down the G2 approach, but you're right. Overall, thinking about Fracture, it's a weird one. Double map ban advantage. Normally, you give a heavy, heavy lean over towards a team that is coming through the uppers like Leviathan, but I mean, we saw the Preds, right? Most people still expecting G2 to come out on top.
Which is kind of crazy, but at the same time, G2 have just done everything in Americas.
Yeah.
They own this region.
They really do. They've been in, I believe, 7 finals appearances out of a possible 8 since they entered partnership in Americas.
That's ludicrous.
They really do. They always make it to the grand finals. They don't always win it, but they're definitely the most winningest team that we have in Americas. So.
Yeah. Now, LEV's style on this map is not really to put any pressure on the sites. They don't run a site anchor. I mean, they're not running a Sentinel player, but with other teams, you could see maybe the Brim looking to anchor a spot. Maybe you'd even have a duelist anchoring in some situations. Instead, LEV flank retake all the time, and I think Valent's already got the read on this.
And there it is. Well, you say that, Trent, none the wiser, that trip leaning a little bit too heavily onto it, but it was smoked off just prior from that fast lane. Now LEV really getting a bit of a rapid move on here, but they have revealed their hand where the majority of their players are, but that weapon pickup, Spike is putting it to brilliant usage. It's 3 kills already. This is a blitzing pace. Entirely Valiant, whittled down to 35. He's got to do it all from this spot, but Leviathan just answer back immediately.
Lack of awareness there from Trent, holding that position over towards Stairs and Sato. He's playing for the energy of the crowd early on. He has been on his feet so often. They've got the energy of youth on their side.
They definitely do. I mean, it's something that they were attributing to their win in the off-season as well when they were taking tournaments. Just before we even got started with the year, was Sato's energy that he brings onto the stage. He's been doing it all stage long.
Yeah, that's when Neon first started putting people on notice.
Yeah.
Comes up from Tier 2. They go and play an off-season tournament in Asia. Start wiping the floor with some really distinguished squads. Hold up. This team is going to do damage.
They've been doing damage ever since they got the full roster together.
You see in that round, though, that we just watched, that G2 were able to take a lot of control early on. Here, LEV has the rifle in his hand. Might look to try to contest, but it'd be risky going through this smoke. But generally speaking, I think G2 are going to be able to get site control for free. It's how greedy they get. Can they hold on to all of that utility to use it in a post plan?
Yeah.
LEV, again, doesn't have any slow orbs to play with.
No. We've seen a couple of examples, at least early on, but G2 Oh, the weaker weaponry looking to strike hard and fast here. Spike! He's eating them alive. Unreal form already to get started in this grand finals.
The firepower is outrageous on this team, and I love the way that Spike commits. I think this is one of his biggest strengths, is that he just sends it.
Yeah.
In their previous game against G2, he caught them off guard so many times. And it's these set ideas that LEV have, full credit to them, their tactics are great. But also you need a guy on Neon who is willing to fearlessly run it down. NRG saw what happened in their match previously, couldn't replicate it.
It's tough. Need a real superstar here, but now we're seeing that signature playstyle of Leviathan. Stuns cascading down into that north side here, trying to crunch down these G2 players, but now you're seeing some effectiveness there out of the Sage. A slow off to try and stunt this one in its tracks. Fast lane, propped up. That strong just trying to get a bit of a respite, but that TB forwards, not ideal. King! Destroying them now, just trying to pinch these players, crunch them in place. G2 barely able to stand their ground and hold off the onslaught. It's just up to Valorant.
Mercy called here at the final moment. King and Blowers back it up. Looking to try to reconvene, but the damage surely already done. Valorant has 3 HP to work with. No information about where King and Blowers are around the map.
Only silver lining is that you can potentially ISO a 1v1, but it's all King. High ground perch, lofty position, secures it up. Third round now for Leviathan. You're going to see, presumably, I think, the evolution of LEV's gameplay on Fracture. We're seeing it there. I mean, they were doing a lot of these deep pushes. That's how Fracture used to get played, but
not many teams playing it like that now.
No, they're not.
If you do see teams running crunches, north side, south side, it tends to be quite slow recently in the meta. But then there's not many teams playing a double duelist, double initiator comp like LEV are.
Breach Tejo in this year, yeah.
Yeah, and even Breach Tejo with the double duelist, so you just sack them
up and I put the Cypher by the, by the rope, right? So they can just exit easily, but not the case with G2's comp.
Leviathan on their other maps, if you see a Brim ultimate like this, you'd be thinking they'll run some kind of defense trap play. But with this comp, they don't really have Neon playing Chamber where he can take contact for them, or something like that. So again, they tend to be a bit more aggressive. This is also an anti-eco. They're looking to try to mop G2 up cleanly. Slightly more of a safe beginning to this defense side round.
Yeah. It's a good approach by G2. Can just try and hold on to some level of control on the map. Farm up some of these orbs as well when you're on the eco. Look towards the future.
And I think Baby Bay, if they want to try to win the round, be a playmaker for them.
Yeah, certainly.
Jorg takes a bunch of damage there over towards Dish.
It's a Haunt and a fast lane to try and fake like they could be flooded out towards A, and now the rest of the pack is going to be moving over towards B. Risky business though, but exactly the right round to do it if you are G2. Seems they can clear out some of these areas, but fight to be taken now, and that is a great connection there with a stun. Big swing out, Spike. Immediately going to be dismissing, but down towards that underpass area, this could be difficulties. Going to be laying down that saturation, getting a good connection, but Sato being squeezed now, twisting, turning, spinning around. This guy is going to be assailed from every single position. Does hold off for a decent amount of time, but handed over 2 guns in the process. The rifle's now in the hands. Baby Bay can only do so much in a spot like that, and Trent dismissed.
A primal scream from Sato. He got trapped underneath and still did such a good job dealing with that threat. Forced all of G2 to collapse onto his position and opened up the site for retake. Once Neon's got that smoke down onto the Spike, it is going to be in LEV's favor. If there were more rifles on board, that could have been a nice round from G2. But ult's in play here. Neon picking up an Odin.
Okay.
One of our best aimers and oppers in Americas. With Brock's cheese weapon.
Yeah, okay. I mean, a lot of players have been doing it. We've seen Jorg do it against NRG, actually. It was a bit of
that was fun.
Anti-shot against Brock himself, but I'm not too sure what the theory is behind this one.
Bit of a fake arcade push here. Baby Bay getting his cage rattled a little bit.
Yeah.
And this trip that he's been putting on the south side has just been getting disrespected. Spike walls past it every time.
And this is dangerous tidings here. Got to break that drone. Can't be getting tagged by that, taking away the tour de force in your hands. But
look at how Spike has gone under tunnel and is now on the left side of Baby Bay's angle. And Baby Bay thinks that this can't really be a possibility.
Yeah, it's a game of timings here, but Spike slipped in, found a slight pocket of play, and dish control has been given up entirely, though. That's where G2 are heading towards.
Again, no sight anchor.
Barely spotting out the players now. We're going to see the Nightfall scattering forwards. It gets the confirmation. No players there. Good adjustment. Flick of the wrist from Babybay. Spike's been taken out. Aggro plays here. Util into the hands. Neon was not anticipating that one bit. Leaf putting the squeeze now onto some of these Leviathan players in it. At a massive disadvantage.
Timing reclear over towards Halls. They know that this flank retake is likely.
Fault line, skip towards it. Leaf's able to just sidestep most of that.
He looks sharp today.
Yeah, he does. He's been in fantastic form.
He's getting more opportunity to play the duelist. Here on Sage, he will actually have quite a bit of freedom to go for fights. You see the way that he's playing at the moment.
He's gone hunting. Walkermart's for it. King. King, okay. Slaps down two of his adversaries. He's going to be able to keep the gun going into the next.
Yeah, and Sato holds onto the operator too. If they get Sato opping, might slow them down a little bit in terms of these flank retakes, but that's a pretty nice round, well handled by G2.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is them exposing a bit of the weakness of Lev's comp, because if you do hold slowly until the late round, you could be pretty confident there's nobody playing on site. Great reactions from Babybay, as we've come to expect. Then G2 just took over the whole of the A side. No questions asked.
Let's go, baby. We take those.
Definitely. It's going to be that Achilles heel of Leviathan's comp not running the Sentinel. G2 just poking and prodding, seeing if they can find where they might be. That's a deep peek by Babybay. He's immediately swatted down.
You think when you play in the chamber, you'll have an opportunity to go for that one and TP out still. But Sato's faster.
Yeah, fast with the reaction times here. Quick reaction though, they're going to be maneuvering over towards Tree. We're just making sure to hold the flank.
This might have been where they thought the op was playing earlier on.
Yeah, one away from it.
I'm not sure you're going to be able to get that A main control. Sato, even if he gets pushed off the line, has the Waylay ult to be able to get back on it.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, it's cheeky angle from Spike. Almost a bait and switch setup. We'll see. First point of contact, Prowler. Caught, but broken off to the side here. Slight shot's going to be missing. Refract being sent out there, at least with the saturation. Just trying to slow down these players. Another peek, but pulled back entirely. Rez is online. Now we're going to see a convergent pass to slow it all down. Chaos and Mania here into the halls, but it's G2 weathering that storm.
Giacomo breaking his own team's Sage All there. Desperate in an attempt to take down King.
He's chomping at the bit for the kills.
King and Neon, though, are left in a 2v5. This round does not look winnable.
Left.
They'd have to pull a rabbit out of a hat in A main. Babybay's got the operator. Got a rejuvenated sense of life. And he picks off Neon.
Punish on the peak there from him, and King being cleaned up shortly afterwards. So G2 steadily finding ways back into it. Only trailing by one round.
That felt like Brendan LEV should have had a stronger setup over towards A there. They dismantled it really cleanly. Yeah. The combination of the Prowler and the stun, I think that's great awareness from Giacomo. He stuns the right side even though they had never taken contact against Spike, just in case they had that trap setup, that little bait and switch.
Oh yeah,
and
baby.
He's so right.
Let's go.
It's such a good read.
Yeah. I think as well, Spike did give away the game by trying to shoot the Prowler, but we're seeing evidence. I think G2, when they can control the pace of a comp like this, they are always going to be favored. They love it when they're in control, when they can essentially set the tempo.
It's exactly the same thing again.
Yeah.
Sato takes contact, Spike tucked in the corner. This time Babybay decides discretion's the better part of valor. He doesn't poke his nose through that smoke this time. But they've got the same read here. They've just realized that, okay, Tree should be fairly open then if the op is going to be over towards Halls.
Barely any util being used at all. I mean,
and look, no one on site
just free flowing, a bit of spam from Kingdo into the choke point. Leap will be dropped. Right, nobody onto the side. There's no anchor positions. Now this is a dangerous position entirely. This is suppression onto Babybay. He's going to be stunned up alongside it. It's a good follow-up. Let's listen in to see how G2 manage.
Try to crossfire. Yep. 36 to Neon, Jake. 3 seconds, Alex. I'm here. Turtle. 2 turtle. Holding. Go, Jake. Hopping main. 2. Main. More up. Main, Jake. Ooh, nice shots, Jake.
It's a little hard to pop from bottom B main. I think we need to take...
There we go.
I mean, end of the round there. Leaf is giving some adjustments as to how they want to go. That's what you need to do if you're playing on your permaban map,
I
to
think
try to come up with something.
It's definitely feeling like they're coming into this with like almost like a house money mentality, right?
Yeah.
You're playing on your permaban, it's like, okay, well, we'll take what we can get. See how well we can do.
Disgusting shot from Jorg in the middle of all of that as well.
It was.
Hit by the saturate, but this time again, Lev able to put a lot of pressure back onto that post-plan situation. And this time, gearing up for a fight over towards Arcade. Valent's not had a good opportunity to use this ult. He's always been under pressure.
I'm going to be meeting 4 players of Leviathan. That's a fault line held for a rainy day. Contact being taken just from the jiggle here. Prowler seen, and that's going to be sending it flying forward. Salvos, fault line. What year is it? We're rolling back the years, apparently, with this one here. But now, fault line is want to supplement and hide most of the intent, but as it fades away, it's Lev filling up the feed. 2 kills, quick disengage. They don't want to be a bit overzealous in this. Take what they can get.
Feels a little similar to what we were watching last time these two teams clashed. G2 running into these defensive trap setups. Lev is so tactically deep. And you're just instantly in a bad situation. Valin now has to try to call his way out of this in a 3v5 where they have very little map control. And how do you manage this?
I mean, they have sniffed out potentially the weaker side of it was. There was so much util and presence with the players of Lev that they might think and suspect, yeah, Neon has been playing here pretty consistently.
Yeah, if there was a
Second
downside.
time they spotted him now.
If there was a downside to Leviathan, it's that they do tend to be quite formulaic. They stick to the plan.
Now, risky business, but Bebe feeling like he has to make a play in this situation. You are down players. Best time to do it. Who's down? Valin is going to be that left insert, but he's going to be traded out. Shot misses, goes wide. Missing the mark there, Bebe. Might be regretting it, and he's going to be quickly assailed in his position up towards Dish. There's a lot of presence. Sato gradually making his way up here. Still posted up, though, and this time won't miss. Bebe, immediate reposition now. Looking for the second signs of what his players could be, but shots are just whistling straight past him. A hail of lead, and this is, again, Trent just trying to post up towards Hall as he dominates his fight here, but up towards it. Time is ticking. This spike rapidly blinking. Deep Horned, Trent's got it covered. Big reveal off to the side, and this should be a 1 round from G2. Somehow, in the midst of it all, they find a path forwards.
That's a ridiculous round! Baby Bay was running around on the site under no pressure, way too much discipline from Lev. Sometimes that can be, it can be a downside rather than a strength for you. They needed to be challenging him when he was out in the open. And instead they just wanted to take the percentage fight every time, and he was able to block off a series of 1v1 duels. Trent as well, nobody doubled up with King.
Oh my God! Beautiful!
The G2 squad could not have played that better, but Lev have got to find those opportunities to just take the fight to them. You can't give them that much respect.
Struggling. Drop down to the weaker guns. This is purely playing off the sound cues. Wherever they might make noise, G2, Lev will look to follow.
And they're just going to run and try to flood in by the look of things.
Yeah.
It's quite an unusual setup by Lev. They don't normally play to flood defend, but again, no anchors on the sides at all. Nobody to try to slow down and absorb utility.
I mean, this is a hard read,
G2 on the
isn't it?
push.
Like, look at this.
You could just contact in.
Yeah, you don't have to use any util. Walking all the way up. Nightfall will get the additional acknowledgement, at least, that nobody is going to be home. Slows into the smoke so nobody can peek through. Overdrive. Okay, Armageddon. We've seen a lot of ults being used. That's a saturation into the corner. Nasty play. Sato, he's in and he's out. Also needs to be broken, but dominating up towards these smokes. Neon. Neon is running a mockery and running all over them now. Blink of an eye. G2 have crumbled.
Feels like round 2 all over again. Baby Bay, I mean, what is going through your head in a situation like this?
Okay, well, listen, sharp shooting. But too much to overcome, way too many obstacles in the end for Leviathan. Coming into that with not much at all, but willing to commit ults.
Blink of an eye, and Baby Bay's in a 1v5.
Yeah.
And he sat there in the clutch. Like, what just happened?
What do I do?
Look at this, though. Stun. Waylay Ultimate used in a 5v5 on an eco. Crazy stuff. But Neon in the midst of these smokes.
Yeah.
He's so sharp.
Just holds it down.
He really is an incredible player.
He's 12-4. This guy, I mean,
Doing
worth
it
the wait.
on Brimstone.
He does it on every role. Let's be real. This kid is unbelievable. He's leading in the statistics of America. He's one of our top players in terms of ratings. And he's doing it in his rookie year.
Yeah, and they couldn't even play with him fully in kickoff.
Exactly.
Looking to try to take a bit of a scrap here over towards Arcade.
This is brave blows.
He might get jumped on.
He's fully running up. There could be players close towards the corner here. Bloody hell.
He took a chunk through the wall.
He's on 49.
You don't want to give an opportunity for G2 to get back into this one with their lighter buy.
No.
And Jogamo's brought up, assuming that he gets towards the Neon ult in the next. And
Smoke's down.
I guess Baby Bay would also be up to the tour de force.
Yeah, G2 though, I think they're getting a bit of a read that this A side is being left up pretty freely. Orbital strikes is being used to buy a bit of space here. The plant does need to go down though, rapidly at that. Valin, starting to commit to the plant now. He's way out into the open, but
Oh, that's so bold.
it is.
Again, maximizing it based on the fact that LEV don't really put much pressure on.
Pass lane up, Trip is going to be sidestepped, but I believe making noise in the process and slightly triggered, yeah. So they're going to be aware of this one. G2 looking to hold back this Hawes play. Trent tucked tight to the corner, stun the ricochet off to the side, but swing is perfect. And stun just not enough. Duration of it, able to sidestep most of the orbital strike that was layered down before them. Leviathan only with 3 players remaining, but they're steadily making their way forwards. A bit of chip damage into the backs of a few of these players. Still blind shots into the dark, and they are just picking them to pieces, whittled away. Leviathan don't know where these fights are coming from. You got to watch every single angle, and time is just not on their side.
That's another crazy round that G2 have taken
It's all
away.
over the place.
And look at the positioning that Leaf gets in the midst of all of that. He's walled himself into a link. There are definitely spots here where LEV are giving way too much respect to G2. You've got to be able to scrap with them a little bit, because otherwise you give them an inch and they're taking a mile. Valin is planting in the open.
In the open, man.
Let's go, boys.
It's a hard read in terms of the way that Leviathan are playing. Not just that, hard leaning over towards the A site.
You have got to make G2 a bit more scared than this. Looks like LEV might be going straight down tree into Leaf.
Putting the squeeze on. He's straight out of there though. Across the zip line, Spike. Dash committed, not able to get it. South side is theirs, but at the cost of losing the site. Jogamo is going to be taking up residency towards the spawn if he can. Deep smoke as well. Cuts up specific angles. Plant can go down here from G2. Underpass though, potentially a bit of a problem, and we'll see where this fault line goes. There's layers to this one all over the place.
Valin's positioning's interesting,
Yeah.
but they've used a lot of their post-plant utility. Leaf is the only player with like a single slow orb left
Double up
to try to slow down the retake.
We'll see Baby Ray holding this one down with the op. He's going to have to pull this one all the way back. Still close, cutting it forwards into the box. It's G2. They are stunting and stopping Leviathan in their tracks. All the way forwards, blows us. Looking for that right timing to activate, and he does at least take out Jorg. 2v3 though. Jump spot, Leaf is ready for it, and Valin towards the end to close it out. 6-2-6 here from G2. Open a map here of our grand finals on a map that has been their permaban all stage long.
This is a better half than LEV had last time they played Fracture. But the expectations are so different.
Yeah.
You cannot be coming in and giving G2 chances to win on a map that they have never played this stage.
Oh my God, I'm frying these kids.
So we're seeing it. 6-2-6.
Hide a lot of the set strats that they love using. They have talked about it in interviews. They are very open about it. We do not like playing against teams multiple times. Well, guess what? G2 have played against them over and over at this point. We saw it only a couple of days ago, and already Valin's starting to download the style.
Drone will have to be respected. Flash in your face. Disengagement there from Jaw. He's going to be backing away. There's a wall to supplement. See if they can slow down the approach. And what is Leaf going to be up to here? The fast lane forwards. Cut to the corner though. Valin is able to at least get that shot into the dome. Many more waiting, and the anchoring style paying off here for G2. Leviathan toppled. Brought to their knees. Pistol round for G2.
I mean, it's sick read as well. LEV just going for that strat where you try to pop into A as soon as you can, back up, play a heavy post plant. I mean, look at there's a smoke on top of site. They are so ready for it. Everyone on G2 clustered around. Exact opposite style to the way that LEV were playing, by the way. Put as many players on the site itself as possible and scrap around it. Of course, both teams coming in with very different ideas of how they want to play Fracture. A double Sentinel comp for G2. With Leaf and Baby Bay. Put more pressure on Jorg, you could argue, on the attack side, but he didn't really have to do too much entry in.
Stacking the Sentinels onto the same side here. Wall primed, just in case. They heard a bit of noise here, G2 side of things.
Well, Trent's gone wandering over towards the north side as well.
This push is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's only got a Sheriff, so he's not worried about losing his gun. Why not? But he's got all that space on the north side.
Yeah, he's giving good information to the rest of his team. Jorg has got a judge in his hand. Don't want to give it away, but can get you a huge amount of value if LEV start waterfalling towards you.
Might get a bit of action soon enough. Spots the players. Judge coming out. Stun forwards. No find though. The fault line can't quite be sidestepped in time. And still you're going to be moving into the lens of the meat grinder. Valorant's looking to supplement, at least help that one out. Does get at least one trade down, but he did hand over to Judge in the process. Be careful about it. Hail of the bullets.
At least Spike isn't alive.
Well, we're seeing now Trent took up that residency on the north side and now making him hurt for it. You're right. At least Spike isn't alive in a spot like this. King, too many angles to look towards here, and just playing each other in perfectly. G2. Good micros, good fundamentals. That's what you can expect from this squad here. And almost as clean as you can get.
A really nice conversion there. LEV are going to have to come up with something very special on their attack side. They are down the pistol now. Looking at G2 with some decent weaponry, honestly. Like, Baby Bay's got an outlaw to be able to work with. There's a Judge to be able to get past. There's lots of different corners where that can be really valuable.
Yeah.
LEV's comp has huge aggression, huge amounts of utility. It can explosively exec into sites. But G2, if they can rat around smokes and defensive setups, should still be able to cause quite a bit of trouble. LEV are going to have to be clean here.
Yeah, they really are. Looks like Trent not opting into buying a rifle. Might be just trying to save the operator for Baby Bay. Keeping a lot of that money tucked away.
Everybody with full armor as well, so Baby Bay doesn't have one-shot potential.
Really slow orb. Slow going as well from Leviathan. They're just steadily trying to see if they can take as much space as possible. Wall immediately broken.
Yeah, breaking multiple segments of it as well.
Deep peeks by Spike.
I think King's Calling is at its best when they have some kind of fast tactic at the start of the rounds to generate themselves an advantage, whether that be a pick or some kind of positional play. Rounds like this, they're very, very slow.
Yeah.
And it doesn't put as much pressure on the defenders.
I've seen this setup before from LEV when they were playing against Envy way, way back.
They crushed Envy.
They really did, but the goal last time was Spike, or at least Sato, I believe, taking a bit of space off of rotation noise, but didn't hear anything. Now the pack is going to be grouping up, looking to see if they can lead it forwards there.
Oh, they are hard rotating off noise, G2.
Yeah. Pistol on the door, opens that one up for the sight line here, keeps it nice and open, but you're seeing that double dash up and over towards the top. Leaf is punishing, hold on, Baby Bay. He's standing his ground forwards and doing significant damage in the process. Peels his way back, and a refight towards Halls. Potentially called for inside this smoke, blows. Waiting towards the side, waiting for it to dissipate, but as it does, they push forwards and strike. They pick up the upgrades, rifles in their hands. A disaster for Leviathan, but maybe they can barrel their way forwards.
Hey, Halls, though, still two players. Valorant and Trent tucked in.
Yep.
10 seconds.
No time at all to really play with whatsoever. Tuck positions, Jorgum as
well.
They're giving up. Keeping them corralled, they're giving it up. They want to try and save, but what can you do against this? Run down to the bitter end. Bonus conversion, players out of their seats.
That is a disaster for Leviathan. You are coming into a grand finals, double map ban. You take G2 to what should be the worst map in the entire pool for them. A map that they almost never play in any meta. And you've lost the pistol and the bonus round here.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, you lost the first pistol as well, but they recovered it very quickly. This is a very tough spot for them to work from. Going for a half buy with Stingers, got to be a pace increase.
Yeah.
That slow round did not work. As soon as they started making noise at 40 seconds on the clock, Valen knew.
Simi down, drone, fault line, everything to lead the charge here, but the slow orbs, it's just bleeding out the util. Stunting and slowing down the approach. It's a good flash and a peek though. Spike just trying to dominate control over towards Jenny, but it is reciprocated. Leaf still holding down this ground. Open sidelines as well. This guy is eager to see if he can still claim a few more. But backs it up now, waiting for the rest of his team to group up.
Now, Smoke's going to allow King to be able to get the plant down, but they still need some kind of play here. You have lighter weaponry and you're down a player. Emphasis is still on Leviathan to do something.
All collected up though, up towards Arcade.
You can't win this by playing offside post plants. No. They have to make a play happen.
It's brutal. Valen is dead. There's not going to be a smoke to cut off the angle up towards Tower. Blows,
That's
nasty shot.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, up towards that one. Jorgamo realizing he has to fight this one forwards when he don't have the smokes at hands. Has to win the fight out. Salvo forwards, gliding forwards, but weak and softened from the prior shots. Blows, moving forwards alongside Neon. Barely any bullets remaining though. Trent skipping, hopping! Takes the fight! Oh, straight to them!
Does he have the time?
Time! The circle is shrinking, I'm not too sure. It's gonna be tight! Oh my!
Incredible attempt from Trent, but LEV have stolen that one back. Quite a passive setup, to be honest, in the post plan. But Baby Bay swung into a stun with Outlaw in hand, looking to try to increase the pace without a teammate there to play with. Even Trent couldn't quite believe that. The time's so tight. It's not going to damage G2's economy yet. They built up enough of a buffer by winning the pistol and the bonus. But they're now down to loose change in the pockets.
Yeah.
Baby Bay.
Here, oh my goodness, what a punish on the peak, Baby Bay. Immediately taken out of the fight, taken out of the picture. Drone to set the pace and timing.
Oh, it's way faster
Passing
now.
forwards, trying to take the fight into spawn. Leviathan. This round might be over in a blink of an eye.
That's it. Yeah, stage, you guys.
Well, there you go.
I mean, they're so fast. you can't even listen to what they're communicating. We're just tuned in for the celebrations at the end.
Yeah.
They have increased the tempo enormously. Massive credit to King here. Ona didn't need to take a timeout, but King already had an adjustment. That slow round in round 15 was a failure, and now they are stepping on the gas. G2 can't hold on.
No. Critical component. If you can control the tempo against a team like G2, we're seeing what it's done to them. 2 rounds back to back. Fast play off the rip though by G2. This is a weaker buy from them. Overdrive in the hands of Jorg, but yeah, seeing a presence of players there, you don't want to tangle into that.
Lots of damage done to Spike, actually. That should slow him down when he goes for the entry. Now they're just taking all of this space towards Tree.
Taking liberties.
Launching smoke.
Full sprinting around. Neon, he's next to the ropes here. If G2 choose to pressure a little bit further, he might be in a dangerous spot. But
they've also forced a smoke out of him, which is a genuine win.
The prior damage has actually confirmed the kill. Sato, though, double dashed up, taking that tower control, has the refract to try and peel back, but a nasty off-angle. Trent rips the head clean off, decapitating in the process. Over the strike out their backs. This is ults committed by G2 because they are winning this one. Bit by bit, piece by piece. Blows and King. Let's see if they can find a way forwards, a path out of this one, but they are corralled in a corner now.
If you leave, then Leaf has a res. So King and Blows are incentivized to try to keep this position up. Leaf's already making the rotate, looking to try to cover an A site because the noise has been cut.
30 seconds left.
What are Blows and King up to? King's wrapping around the underside while the Spike's going solo dish.
Yep, wrapping around. He's got the spike in his hands, just trying to sell a
Just
fake
a
with a
fake.
solo salvo. This is the guy
Wait,
with
that's
the
insane.
spike.
That's insane. They have
insane.
bought it.
He's pulling the players away for now. We'll see how long it lasts. There's only 12 seconds remaining. Yeah, G2, they're going to be sticking around here, realizing, wait a minute, we hear the footsteps. Ult's committed. Rolling Thunder, pushing them back. 6 seconds remaining. 5, 4. Got to get that plant down. Blows. Has to stick this. But now the last one left, and he realizes no more chances. G2 stealing away once more.
What a back and forth game this is becoming. Crazy rounds here. LEV were trying to go super quick. G2 decide this round, we're going to send it into them. And actually, even they ended up being able to double back on themselves. The early commitment of the Neon ultimate wasn't what won the round, but they kind of freezed the idea from LEV. A lot of nice picks as they came back in. I think LEV probably should have been more proactive on using their ultimates early in the round.
Yeah.
After they realized they were in a bad spot, you know, they had exec ultimates to work with and got the experience and the resiliency to hold on against something like that.
That's the question, right? It's a hell of a blow to be dealt early on in this grand finals here, stage 1 of Americas. LEV, though, will continue a fast, pacey play towards the beginning of all of this. Stimmy was sent flying forwards alongside that drone. Now the convergent pass is going to be, see if they can cut off this angle. Baby Bay really biding his time and taking his time with it. Shot hits the mark. Spike taken out. And rapidly from that flank, Jorgamo is going to be that dagger in the back. Armageddon rolling out that red carpet. There's Jorgamo activating now. Before the sound cue, the noise pressure being made. It's G2 the ones now flipping it on its head. Forwards though, Sado forwards. It's alongside blows. They're able to find a couple of kills, laying claim to it. Suddenly G2 the ones at the disadvantage.
Babybay's in a tough position to get anything done. This is all on Jorg, and he is not anticipating that spot from King. Lev again hit another fast round coming out of the tag timeout. And Josh hitting the timeout button there may have actually played against them. So now Lev are fully back in the game.
Yeah, it's given them that window to just talk about what they could do, set up a play.
Babybay holding on to the operator here is going to help the economy enormously. G2 have got a couple of players, Jorg and Trent, who are sat on very healthy 401ks.
Yeah.
They've got money in the bank. They're going to help out Leaf and Valorant. But this game is getting tighter.
It is. And Lev still have one big ult to play around, the orbital strike.
And I think they might even be able to get greedy with it. There is a chance that you can save this for post-plant. They're getting onto sites. There's resistance, for sure. But G2 are not fast flooding in immediately off some site anchor contact.
One enemy remaining.
There is still a little bit of a post-plant retake idea going on here. They're going to double up. Babybay threw his operator over to Leaf, tour de force in hand.
That's a weird one.
But Valent's not going for a rifle.
They still have enough money to buy rifles next round, so they're kind of half buying with double op setups.
That's kind of crazy.
Leviathan though, again, getting broke. Don't fix it. They're going to be sending the exact same style of play. Fast, rapid approaches, moving forwards. Trademark is going to be slowing down Spike to a degree. Nightfall now scatters. That sound cue's cut away entirely. You have to rely and lean on reaction times and just your sight to see if you can do anything, but the deep smoke allows Spike to play around a lot of this space. Rifle back out, plant down now here for Leviathan. How did G2 deal with it? Peeking out! What is that? Leaf just putting his body on the line to try and set Trent up. Valin, classic in hand. How is he getting this done? Opens up the map now, cracking a portion of the side over towards Arcade. And King is going to hold this one back. He does have the rifle now. Another sideline to be found. But smoked off Sado, taking that peek, taking the timing off of all those sound cues now. King's position noted. Leaf with the defuse, sticks this one, and that aftershock is going to be way too far out of reach. Trent can just hold it, defend it, locking it all down. A full stick, full defuse, consolation kills. But G2 get up to 11.
How has Valent been able to pick off two with a classic
That's
towards
absurd.
Arcade? And presumably he wasn't noted going for a flank, a wraparound. I got to imagine he was just shooting people in the back of the head. What's going on down here? An absolute mad scrap. Here he is.
Util out.
Neon.
And Blow just running away from the orbital strike, I think.
Crazy anti-synergy, but also nobody watching there.
No.
Yo, I have a pistol!
We know.
Yeah.
We know.
Dude, that's mad.
All right. Sending it again. Leviathan. Feeling like brute force at this point, but they are going to be taking control towards that high ground angle. What a shot, Jorgamo.
That is nasty.
He's gone, executed. Now we're seeing it, more ults where that came from. Rolling Thunder now to see if they can put a bit of pace into this, but the Slobs are definitely slowing down the approach, and it gives time and space for Trent to get moving, active, over towards the site. This wall, that smoke, it cuts it all up, and this is a devious angle by Leaf.
Leaf's impact here has already been enormous. The spike is dropped.
Plenty of angles, steps out wide into the open. He is noted, but he's already done the damage. Killed for being claimed. Sato shoves it down, and now we're seeing Leviathan the ones winning out these fights. Babybay is going to do it from this spot. It's damage done. He's on 51 HP. Shot fired, drops down, but he's the one being squeezed right now by these players. A tap was just that. Wasn't actually the full committal, and now they're just seeing if they can coordinate this fight together. Babybay swinging out wide, spotted out, 5 bullets remaining. He's got so much to account for. Fault line, moves forwards, hunted around, can't hit it in time. A decent play, a decent attempt from Babybay. But for Leviathan, they find a way back in.
And that round is different from Lev. That shows grit. Their initial game plan got completely stuffed by the Sage. Yeah, they got the pick. That's huge. But Leaf had walled one portion of the split off, slow up the other, spike down in the open. That was a tough round for Lev to be able to battle back through, and they did it. And all of that damage King did in the failed clutch earlier, now you're seeing the impact. G2 down to pistols, a Bucky and a Stinger again.
Yeah, it's hurting. Bank account's running dry.
And the IGL King is leading from the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
He is doing what he can in this game.
Same attack side default at LEV 2 when up against the ecos. Pack of players making a whole lot of noise in the process, hoping that it will pull rotations away from A, but they aren't hearing anything.
King has decided to slow things down, hasn't he? Doesn't want to run into a stack from G2 and throw away their best chance of getting back into the game, but it was rounds like this that LEV were struggling to find the right call. And Trent has gone wandering again up topside and just got all of the information for the team.
Just owns this part of the map, apparently.
It's so much easier for Valorant to call when Trent has taken positions like this, taken a gamble like this.
Yeah, completely frees up various areas of the map. They know that LEV are going to be contained purely towards the south side.
They're going for a repop back into the area that Leaf had walled off early.
All grouped up, 40 seconds remaining. Baby Bay gradually moving up into these sidelines. He's going to pull his way back. Salvos, just in case there were a couple of players just holding tight tuck towards these corners, but Blows will get this plant down. There's no pushback.
Spike planted.
G2 do have ults to use. Res online. Orbital Strike's going to be committed to see if they can layer this one in, but what is that? Just random raw spam. Just lay it down and one bullet connects straight to the dome. Jorgamo's taken out of the fight.
Right here.
Moving away, Neon. This looks like a lineup position. We're seeing some salvos primed and ready, but with the util out, they weren't ready with the guns. Forwards though, Sato there trading, and now matters into his own hands, twisting around, seeing if he can swat down anybody who's assailing that tower position. Molly, lay it down over, time ticking. King to bullet to the temple. Bebe taken out. Valen on 22 health. Not much you can do from a spot like this. Slowly, we'll try and crawl forwards towards a win con, but 11-11 is what we've been brought to. Leviathan back in it.
Incredible resilience from LEV to get back into this game after losing the pistol and the bonus. At that point, when they were down 6-9, I thought they were going to crumble, and they have not. They've shown different layers to their attack side game plans. Here playing a slow round that works well for them.
That's a lot of them.
They get set up, they show that they can play a structured post plan. But now Rifle's back. One ult online. As Sato takes space in arcade.
There it is. Seen a lot of players there, just the slightest of jump spots. Flash is going to be used, convergent pass alongside. It's a fast lane, has cut this one up, obfuscating most of it. Trent up towards tower, Nightfall scatters out, gets that connection, but he's blinded up in the process. Will have to peel back. Calling for a bit of a pause. Patience to be played for here from Leviathan, poking and prodding. Hunting for a couple of kills. Position is noted. It is Leviathan down a player.
If they call a pause in a spot like this is where G2 have to spread out the defense again. They were grouped up 5 people ready to defend this B hit. And it might even out the numbers. 4 attackers versus 4 defenders here on B if a re-hit is called by King.
Here.
And what tension is happening down here in tunnel.
The tunnels. Side by side, almost shoulder to shoulder. Leaf is stepping forwards. Neon holding slight angle. Shoulder just poking out. Leaf doesn't want to overextend himself in a spot like this.
Prowler's
deep wall being used in the underpass. Okay, up towards tower though. Still, they've never had control of this one. G2 are going to be aware of this fact, and they've just been looking to contain. 30 seconds remaining. It's Lev that needs to get a bit of a move on. Spam through the box, eventually claiming the kill, but he's still open sightlines, and Leaf still kicking. Hanging around. Res in the back pocket. 20 seconds remaining. Lev have got to get this plant down, but they have no positioning. None at all. It's all Leaf. Locking it down on that main avenue. And now barely only a couple of seconds remaining. Whittled down. Health and time. The options are fully running out. And Neon just has to try and save this gun.
I don't know he's going to be able to. They get the res out for the eco as well.
Yeah.
And Neon trapped in a corner.
Might
2 seconds.
If he can find it, he can't keep the gun. And that could be everything. The res online. G2 might have just stabilized their own economy right at the most pivotal moment, round 24.
They are 1 round away from taking the win on their permaban map. That's ridiculous. We know that they're a big game team.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be able to do this to the team from the upper bracket.
Match point.
The desk were worried about it. And now Lev have to try to scrap into OT with 2 stingers and a sheriff.
Rickety for both teams with G2. A bit more reliable in terms of the rifles.
They've stopped going for the faster rounds.
Yeah.
They've slowed things down again.
Once more. Can be able to hear that trademark. Jorgamo, deep position. Disrespect shown. Deep push. That trip is going to get the acknowledgement though. And space to be taken rapidly at that. Double dashes forwards. All of that side control. The spike though has just been dropped down into halls. Jorgamo taking a peek out. Wins the fight against Neon. Spike still needs to be planted here. These are players just wandering and wading straight into spawn. Risky business. Lev feeling like everybody has to be the hero to try and save this and bring it to OT. The G2 discipline is probably going to be reigning supreme. Saturate, lay it down. Spike somehow finds it. Sato along with his. And now ulti being committed. Slowing it all the way down. Sato dominating the position. Trent stumped up. 1-2 punch. How is he claiming that? King dominating towards Horse. Still maintains control. And time it's going to be ticking now. Steadily forwards. Rolling Thunder. Bleeding out the clock. Trent's been good in the clutch, but this might be impossible. There's too much to clear, surely, at that. Ring around the roses. Blows just toying with him, buying time. Playing his life to perfection here for Leviathan. This round was absolutely everything.
They do it again. Backs against the wall. Lev come up with the goods.
Overtime.
The Sage Wall from Leaf actually allowed Sato a bit of a safe pocket in sand. And he made magic happen with that Saturate. We are going to OT. Again, it's all good stories here for G2. This is a map that they were never supposed to win.
Yeah.
The fact you've even got it to overtime is incredible, but they have been the team more in control here on Fracture. Lev are fighting back.
Sheer heroics from Sato in that last round to drag it to OT.
This could be an overtime that defines a match like this, that defines a trophy lift.
Absolute banger that we're being treated to.
Yeah, what a way to open.
OT here. Our opening map in the grand finals.
3 players in spawn just waiting to react off noise.
Contacting up though, just one Prowler. Look at all this space. Baby Bay, attack side with the operator. Glass cannon. Wants to punish onto the peak. Smoke's going to be dropped down alongside that wall as well. Cuts off the Jenny angle. Joke's going to be that human drone, just essentially putting his life on the line to make sure the rest of the site is clear. The wall actually going to be broken here, but slow to replace it. And the plant is down early on.
They still have a slow, a stun, and the molly to work with.
Seeing it flying forwards now with the salvos and a fast lane. Sato taking up residency onto the site. Prowler's going to be connecting though, near-sided, blinded up. Baby Bay, adjustment, and misses, gliding to the side. Spike tries to do it all as Jorgamo responding, instant with the trade. The player's wading right into him, finds his one straight back at it. Leaf instantly on the line, and now it's left up to King. ISO's the fight, beautifully at that. Adjusting Leaf 10 HP, but the positioning completely unaccounted for.
G2 again take another opportunity, another step forward to try to close out on their permaban. Lev had a lot of pace coming in here on the retake. Comes down to another scrappy 2v2, 1v1 scenario. Just a misread on where Leaf was coming from. And G2 are going to take another tack timeout. I feel like I've only seen them.
Every single little role that they really require him to play now, but it's Leviathan that have got to dig deep in a spot like this. Another round of OT is what they're aiming for.
I'm looking towards Sato. He's 6-3 in first kill to first death, carrying Lev in these early duels.
Contact plays though, this is where you could get punished. It's Baby Bay, posted up, operator in his hands, reaction time test. He just fires early there. The drone really preemptively using that TP just to get away from it. Fault line up into the spawn. A lot of space given up here. Spike, look at this guy. He's all the way into halls.
Oh, well, they are playing a really heavy post-plant version of their comp here by the look of things. Neon's holding a molly lineup from miles back.
Yeah.
Can Blows get out to play a salvo?
That's the question, and Halls as well. It's another question entirely. Jorgamo and Trent looking to clear this one. Make it a little bit easier for them. Get the acknowledgement now, and you're seeing Util flying forwards. Very forward position by Sato. He's going to be wary that his gun is sticking out. Yes, it spoils a party, yet still claims the kill. And this is going to be assailed from multiple angles and directions. G2 flooding their way in now. Putting the squeeze onto them. All that control of the map pays off in the end. And for Neon, no molly liner could save you from a spot like that. It's G2 leading early in our grand finals.
What a way to begin here. Then a map that they've recently beaten G2 at. Ideally, if we wanted a game to go deeper and deeper, Lev will be coming out with the victory, but we'll see what's on the cards today.
Certainly. Attack side start here for Leviathan. Couple of shots. Trent, gotta be lucky to be alive there, and he's sticking around.
Yeah, good early pressure. Trent was just about to throw that haunt.
45 health. Delayed toss of it, though. It's going to be broken by just the one player. Doesn't give away the game too much, but Leaf is going to be waiting with the molly now to try and stave them all off. And away, big reveal, though, onto that dart, and Spike is straight through and in. It's an anchor smoke that needs to be cleared. G2 are given opportunities to potentially get their way back in. Trent still alive and kicking back to the wall, but he's battering his way forward to punish onto the reload, pushing forwards through it all. And somehow, it's all ended up with Leviathan and a 2v1 for them. Still no plant down. Just trying to root out where Valen could be. The IGL creeping back up to Mark. And hold on, ISO'd into a 1v1. Lev might have overthought this one. Low on HP, blows. Now full committal. Spike will be planted, but Valen lurking all the way in. And the damage done from earlier matters. Valen claims a pistol, but uncertainty in the step of Leviathan. I don't know what they were thinking.
They had a hard read that he was coming around on the flank. I mean, they thought for sure Valen was flanking them there. And instead, Lev push forwards and meet Valen's pistol. Red Bull clutch for the guy. G2 have just been so good in spots like this.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, the trip got broken behind, I think. So Neon must have been thinking about this.
Right.
Didn't catch exactly who it was that ended up breaking that trip, but they were very convinced they needed to flip the map in that situation. Otherwise, Lev had a really good approach to the A site. 4 players down long, Neon coming around slowly through short, and they dealt with that side smoke. G2 have got a great chance to open up here.
That's that strong on a map that is their pick in the BO5. Still, we're talking about it. Double map man advantage, baby. Judge in hand. Definitely the weapon of choice that you'd want in a spot like this towards the double doors angle. Making sure to lock it all the way down here. Lever definitely poking forwards. Hold on, baby, seeing it. A lot of presence now and a flash and a re-peek. And reface, this time coordinated together. Stingers definitely shredding Sato. Barely alive, he's going to be limping away, but hold on, getting overzealous here. You're really overextending. Yeah, no, it's all good. Okay, Jorgamo was just waiting in the wings, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Jorgs pushed down A.
Jorgs pushed out through A lobby at the same time, committing all together there, G2. Did look like they were taking the fight into Lev's comfort territory, but they managed to collapse at the same time and do a lot of good damage. G2 now 2 rounds in a row, they've put 2 players towards Garage. If you think about the way that King likes to call this map, they will go prodding over towards A-Long, prodding towards Garage. Those are the 2 areas that I think King loves to call his defaults around. Here, looks like they're going to take some short control. Some long control, apologies. Flash up over the top.
Yeah.
Trent took that damage early on the pistol. This time he had a stun in his face, but he's navigated these tricky situations fairly well.
Go, go, go!
The Haunt, again, just broken by the 1 player, so it doesn't give away too much information to G2 as to who could be on A-Long.
And Jorg's just dancing around with a judge in his hand.
Yeah.
Again in Garage.
No deep push. It's quite static from G2. No custom idea that they've cooked up here for their own bonus. It's just pretty standard stuff. They do have a stack of bodies over towards A.
The biggest problem last time these 2 teams fought against each other was that G2 would go and make some kind of aggressive information peak about this time in the round and just give away their lives. Josh was losing his mind about it in the coaching booth.
Yeah.
And now you see them playing with a ton of patience. They have lost all information towards A, but they're not bothered about it. Trent has just thrown a Horn, thrown a couple Prowlers. They've got bodies over there.
Let's see what the plan is. That's a lot of players spotted out. So Valen immediately popping the smoke, activating it up. Another star layer down. Jorgamo is running them down. Oh my God! That is pure filth. And just like that, 3 players turned into mincemeat.
But it's still winnable here for Lev. They've got a 2v3 on site. Spike's worried about getting pushed too early, so Neon hasn't committed the plant yet.
Still worried about it. Looking to see if they can extend outwards. What a swing and a peek by Baby Bay. Phoenix Wall are being thrown out as well. They're trying to sway the plan. Not quite the case. Neon overwhelmed and swarmed. Too much to watch for. A bonus conversion for G2 is an unreal start.
And Jorg is better. They're all standing up, giving it to him.
Hitting a Lysol.
Ooh. Ooh. Sato getting a taste of his own medicine there a little bit. And look at this. And that is filthy. These players are inaccurate inside there. Just all caught inside of the pull.
It's a blender.
Nice, all getting juggled around.
Jake, let's go, boy.
Yeah, Jorg is frying. And he's going to pick up the Odin here as well. This is something that he was doing against NRG a lot. taking a page out of Coach Maris's book. Now, it doesn't look like he's going to take contact here too much. Only Neon.
Spam into the wall, though.
Yeah, but
No one's not really
yeah, there's not that many bodies in A lobby. He's given Neon a little tickle.
Yeah. Ring of bullets. 2 shots. Fades away here. A bit of damage done, though. To Spike, at least. But the fast lane's already going to be forwards, and Spike is always willing. He's going to put his body onto the line to see if he can pave a way forward for the rest of his team. The stun is even better than that. Pushes them all the way out of action. He's going up to heaven. This is a big wraparound and a squeeze onto these players. Snappy! Neon! And that's a wraparound and a half. Trent going to see if he can barrel away forwards out of it, but he is overwhelmed.
What a beautiful set strat called there by King. And Neon delivers with amazing accuracy on the Headhunter. Leaf and Valen to mop this round up.
Same precision.
Phoenix ult used even.
Okay. I heard it.
Yeah, Sato just slow walking towards them.
Okay, interesting. Broken out now, though. Valen, a couple of stray shots there inside the smoke. They go fishing for it. LEV find it. Thrifty win. Momentum swung right back.
These are the kind of set strat rounds that LEV pull out, and did in that previous match over and over again. They have a very deep tactical playbook. I think the problem is when they rematch against people, once you've seen the ideas a couple of times,
You know what's coming.
yeah, you know what's coming and it does become easier to play.
That might be relevant on Ascent next.
Absolutely. On Ascent, those defensive trap plays. On Pearl, the attack side trap plays. Or attack side set strats, rather. But here, this was a map that they didn't. Feed time is starting to tick down 10 seconds before we launch our way into round 5. So, no round rollback.
Nope.
G2 up 3-1. But with slightly weaker weaponry.
2K!
Oh man, baby baby.
Anticipating the slide.
He was so ready for that. The pre-aim could not have been better.
He's going to be posted up himself, but he doesn't want to get back onto the line. He's feeling could be danger there, and the Prowler's also going to be pushing him back and away. The drone immediately broken out. Flash forwards. Smoke to replace it.
They are sitting back in more defensive positions on their A-site hold. G2 doing a great job of absorbing that aggression. Now they're looking for a bit of info. They are up 5v4. You don't need to take a risk here.
Well, it's the second Prowler used, and we're only at the minute mark. They are contacting up like they want to try and re-clear this one as a haunt.
If they refight long here, I think Josh RT is going to have them.
I mean, they're and ahhing about it. Just want to hold the smoke for now. Multitude of players waiting, and look at the protocols from LEV. Anti-flash position. Sato, though, goes wandering one step too far. And just as the smoke was dissipating, he's punished and is immediately replaced. Propped up once more. Leaf is there. Stray shots, bit of spam, shock darts flying forwards. This time Leaf will go down, but that's a hell of a trade by Trent, okay. Felt like it was full running away. Reaction time test missed for now. A slide off angle, Neon as well. He's delivering the death blows, but right from the flank. They might not anticipate this one. Jorgamo, he finally reveals it. Shot just sailing straight over the head. And low HP, blows is trying to shut this one down. He eventually does do it. Jorgamo gone, but steadily, he's not long for the world.
Jorgamo drawing all of that attention with his flank through short and playing in Valen on the wraparound long. I was worried there. That looked like G2 were going to go for some of the same defensive pushes that lost them the match previously against LEV. And yet actually they were pretty patient inside of that smoke. Didn't go for the pop flash out or whatever other idea they might have had on a re-clear. They just waited.
Nice, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
Forced LEV to make the mistake. And they put their economy in a much better position now as well.
Yeah.
Gonna have full rifles back, and Jorgamo gets to play around with that Odin. It's crazy, the idea with the Neon Odin.
The Neon Odin?
Very weird, but as you slide, you get more accurate.
He was making good usage of it, I'm not going to lie.
And I mean, what a map to do it on, because there's so many different angles.
He's lining up a spam angle in window right now, and that might just catch the Sova. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, there is now that metal panel in place.
I think it should be good, actually. Flows is on the perch, so... Yeah, even if they bursted down a panel in time, he would have been safe. But it does put the fear of God into you.
Yeah.
There.
And if LEV are going to start these rounds pretty slow, there's been a mixture. I mean, we did see Spike running down short in a previous one. This round, they've got King inserted that they can always go back to over towards A.
Yeah.
He's in a position down here at short, and he can always call his team back into him. But they've got to navigate this threat first.
Devious position. Drone's going to be heard. Bebe needs to break this one just for Valen to hold Tied to the corner. He's going to assert himself inside that smoke, but he's brought down anyway. Bit of spam. Now the Hunter's Fury sidestep. Baby Bay. Very difficult task ahead of him. Fastland's going to be fading away, but so does the stun. And he adjusts in time. Headhunter whipped out and buys time for the rest of the squad to just hit them where it hurts. Reinforcements arriving right when it was needed, but there's that insert of King. Deep space, and he's immediately going to be capitalizing off of it, calling for the rotation, but they're already down 2 players. They need individualism.
I mean, the fact that G2 are actually rotating by pushing means that King won't have those free picks that he's looking for in spawn.
Yeah.
King might just end up selling blowers out completely here.
Keep push onto the flank. It's unexpected on either side, because King's wondering, where the hell are these players? I know they over-rotated to C. I haven't heard anybody.
It's going to be blowers that's asked a question on first.
It's all on him. It's an off angle. We've seen some devious stuff from this position already with the one. Flash though in your face. Reacts in time with the swing and the peek. And now, suddenly 2v2, wide face blows, and King claim their kills and more. It's a round win for them right when they needed it.
Sato's looking like the pondering monkey. He's just scratching the top of his head. How has my team done that? They've won a 2v4. This is the kind of round that G2 was doing yesterday to NRG.
Thinking.
Baby Bay should have had this round sealed up. The value that he got just by being patient. Instead, blows with a pure timing kill on the second one.
Perplexed. That's just so good. Okay.
Sato is such a character.
He really is. Oh, here we go. Also being offloaded potentially at that. Yeah, it's Spike. It's the overdrive in his hands, but he's seized up for now. Closed off. Drone not going to be broken. Jogamo spotted out. Do you still want to try and assail this one? The question, and the answer really is just yes, actually, from Leviathan. They are going to be barreling straight over towards this A site, taking full control of it. Cleaning up the stragglers. Baby with his tour de force. It's a nice shot, but takes a lot of damage in the process. 2v4 this time. On the other side, and it feels a lot less winnable for G2.
Yeah, the positioning just makes all the difference. This is
Crossfire.
An impossible crossfire to crack, surely.
Yeah, no stars as well to cut it up, so you basically have 0
Last player standing.
Sato claiming their lives, a couple of spam as well. They know that the damage is done prior. Tour de force, it's a good shot, but traded out here. LEV now just trailing by the 1 round. They've done a great job to get themselves back in.
Well, the 2v4 has done wonders for them.
Yeah.
It flipped the economy completely on his head too. I think LEV have actually done a great job in these last couple rounds of anticipating when a player's going to try to make that extra re-push back into a smoke, play some funky spots. It is great to see Sato on the stage. If you looked at this roster on paper from last year, you'd think Sato was the star player that potentially showed in 2025.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It was outrageous, and now he's like the fill guy, the energy guy on this team.
Still fantastic player, don't get me wrong, but it speaks to an abundance of quality of talent that they've got on this Leviathan team. Now forwards here, the Cosmic Divine is going to do a lot. Wall just completely cuts this one up. They want to refight past this one. It's a tricky angle to do. The rendezvous, they hear where the TP location is, so they know where Baby Bay is. Ooh, getting his wall?
Yeah, using the flame wall there. Trying to push him out.
Yeah, see if they can get it done. Spice is going walkabouts. How has he managed to find 2? LEV running back forwards now. Paving away and a path to potentially get some success forwards, but he's going to be gone, finished. Baby Bay now out into the open. Peak of the drone. Nasty stuff here from Leviathan. Really is feeling like a bit of a brute force round in terms of just raw individualism. They are taking names and taking a round win off the back of it.
Wrong read from G2 coming into this round. They played a soft C setup, looking to fight it for retake. Baby Bay couldn't hold on. He had to go and cover over towards Garage. Spike should not be getting 2 kills in that spot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That'd be good never.
Apparently, according to Baby Bay.
I am so down for the Sato reaction cam at the end of every round.
Yeah. He's a character, man.
G2 take a timeout. Josh RT getting on.
Yeah, eco round for G2. Airplane Bucky.
Jogamo's Bucky got pushed out of its position towards short in the previous eco round.
And this time taking it, looks like a full-on fight over towards it. It's going to be that stun, seize, the molly, why not? Sato is just running straight past this one. They want to opt in still. Can only do so much. They are just obliterated, cut down and chopped to pieces. But a rifle's in their hands.
I mean, what a wild decision to opt into the A lobby fight.
You see all that util?
The lighter weaponry.
I know.
But it
You see
works.
all of it, and you're just like, no, actually, we do want to fight. Okay. When we're up against an eco.
Yeah.
Case in point example of what we were just talking about, really.
I think they're very happy to brawl. This
Yeah.
team is so happy to take a big, brawly team fight. But especially because they've worked on a lot of that protocol stuff of how they want to take these engagements around the maps.
Yeah.
And they just hard commit. And there's never any indecision. They've got the absolute laser focus and confidence of youth.
Yes.
When you're
Yep, yeah, they haven't known failure yet.
Yeah, you know.
So it's like they're just sending it, man.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. They call for the pause, at least King. He's just corralling the troops and making sure that nobody overextends here. But I think there's about 35 seconds left. And well, the drone gives it away now.
Both of these players are in the
Yeah,
right spots.
Valen and Baby. Now, Baby tagged and pushed out of position, so it's going to be all on Valen. Slide off angle, and he spotted, I think. Yeah, just the barrel of the Sheriff sticking out. And there it is. Okay. The lead taken now for Leviathan. Momentum is on their side, and a little bit more.
And Sato with a Phoenix off his back pocket to be able to work with. Look at how ready they were for this.
Yeah.
That recon dart being primed. Combo it with a flash. Sato leaps forwards and grabs two.
Yeah.
His micro mechanics are really good on the Phoenix too. He's played twice as much Phoenix as the next highest player in Americas. Of course his mechanics are good on it. This style, LEV found it so long ago.
I believe that second player is Leaf.
Yeah.
So, playing against each other here in a head-to-head. You're seeing it now. Bit of Odin spam into the corner, but that's sidestepped pretty quickly here. Spike taking up a lot of space now and gearing up for potentially that C-split. What a reveal. I believe that's Dart coming through, and along with the Hunter's Fury, this is layers to this one. Threats from every angle and avenue. You're being poked and prodded. You don't know where there is any safety. Stun will connect, and as that lane just fades away, it looks clinical.
It's another amazing set strat coming out of the playbook of LEV. The drone is actually the thing that gets the tag onto Baby Bay in that position. As the Phoenix ult comes through Garage, what is he supposed to do? He's got his head on a swivel. Where's the safe place that he can TP back to?
There's nowhere to go.
No, nowhere to go whatsoever. And Trent's on the other side of the map. In fact, G2's read was that LEV were going to try a B pop. They had 3 players ready at the beginning of the round over towards B. And Sato's run him over with a Phoenix ult.
You can hear him screaming across the stage.
Yeah, because every idea that they've come up with works. These are ideas that they have run in scrims over and over, crafted by the coaching staff, drilled by the players.
There it is.
And Baby Bay can't go for his teleport in that situation. There's a Phoenix ult running up right where he's got... Look at it. I mean, Valen dies on top of the TP.
There's no safety whatsoever.
And this is part of the reason why LEV don't like rematching against people, because once you've shown a lot of these ideas, it's easier to anticipate them. But G2 right now are just getting rocked by strats that they are not ready for.
That's why this playing for the trophy, of course, the legacy that you're setting in Americas, but that #1 seed spot in London is so damn important for these teams.
Yeah.
Being able to hide your set plays, your strategies.
And G2 don't run that many, so I think G2 would actually be all right, especially if Baby Bay keeps that form up into London.
The player's been doing pretty damn well. With the Stingers in hand, hold on. G2 might be able to do quite a bit of work here. Softened up there from the shorty. And Blows is still just squaring up to it. As brazen as anything. That's a spike drop down in their laps.
And look how much messier the rounds
through
look.
the wall. Okay.
When LEV are running a default,
Yeah.
instead of running some kind of quicker set play that comes out of the playbook, this default fell to pieces.
Wow,
It's a flawless Thrifty. As LEV tried to slow the game down and work picks in various areas, G2 eat them up.
Yep. Okay.
Spike's looking to prod and take a bit of contact. Sato's alone, and then the next player Blows peaks alone, but with the spike.
Yeah.
He definitely is messy.
Scrappy round all around, and there's only one more round left to play for in this half too. So G2, I thought we were looking at potentially the other side of, listen, if LEV kept it going against the eco, like him out, that timer will start ticking here for round 12.
Let us hunt.
We're making notes on this one. Where's this one landing? Dart's going to be rebounding. Phoenix Wall cuts its way through. Now the overdrive on top of it. Molly is just skipped straight past over. Stun hits and connects, and you are just lined up for it. Sato might go down, but that's Really no real issues when Spike is just barreling forwards now. Cosmic Divide is going to be used to see if they can slow this all the way down and give a bit of a pocket to play in for Trent, but he's got too much to deal with. So many players, and they're willing to overwhelm and just take this one all together now. Fundamentally, players in position. Hold on, Valen! Takes his one to Baby slips the net. What is that?
Valen has just come up huge and saved G2 in a round that they had no right winning. LEV's performance up to that point was clinical. Love the way that Spike weaves in and out with his ultimate here. And even the push through the Astral Wall was beautiful. Yeah. But then why are they looking to take the fight into backslide one by one?
Where's the trades?
I mean, they're trying to trade.
It's delayed.
And Valen destroys them.
Yeah. 6-2, 6-half. Ridiculous stuff for G2 to be able to do this one, and that's with them winning that pistol, still making that statement. Riv is standing by though with Brazil's own Sassy and Coriano, so let's hear from them and send it down to the floor.
Team took a brawl there in round 12 straight into Valen's hands. And if you give G2 openings like that, the player quality is so good, especially in clutch or clutch-esque scenarios. This pistol could make a major difference. Remember that Ona took a timeout just to try to get round 12. So Lev wanted the lead here at the half.
Concealment.
Prowler sets the stage over towards Garage here. Valen opened up a little bit too much there. He realizes he has to just wide face take the fight because he was, going to be swiftly overwhelmed. C-site though has been cracked open as a result of it though, so you're going to be able to get this one. Plant down, but G2 are down a player.
Baby Bay's also got to watch the flank, so there's only 3 people actually on site right now.
That's a difficult one. George just taking that peek, stun. Doesn't aim to commit. This time the team actually does make a decision. G2 contacting steadily, walking up, and it's just George's job to see if he can buy a bit of time while they just dominate over towards that Garage control, but backside control being lost for them. The right clicks just going a bit of miss. Sliders for pixel angles. It's Trent who does find it. Now peeling back over towards that long angle. The tap blows. It was just to pull these players out into the open, and Baby Bay, he's dismissed entirely. Head straight off cleanly. Neon delivering those death blows, raining and hammering them down.
Headhunter in hand, Neon showcasing why he's the Rookie of the Year currently in Americas. He's astonishingly good on this role. Love the awareness too. As soon as they realize that King had died out here, King not going for that jiggle peek, they Phoenix Wall off the players in Garage. Instead of using it to block off the spike, they're like, okay, well, the major part of the squad is over here anyway. So let's just handle Baby Bay first. They played that very nicely, Lev, on the retake. And they'll need more composure like that to be able to close things out on Haven.
Seen this one. Set pieces of util to see if you can feign, in this case, that they're taking over towards that A main control. It has pulled Leviathan, at least. The rotations, they do like to rotate in terms of sound cues, especially when they're up against the ecos.
They've also, because Neon's confident, he's got himself onto the short line. So they really can put these resources elsewhere.
Oh, trying to skip past that one. So timing here. Jorgamo did manage to get past it, but I believe noted. And now it's going to be a trademark broken. Jump spot. Very deep line. I don't know if Baby Bay was spotted here, but Blows has got definitely an acute awareness. He is peeled all the way back.
And Baby Bay's just holding this space, so now they can get a bead plant down.
That's very smart. Crouched up, just the top of the dome. Not the haircut he was looking for, Jorgamo. With the right click, not blessed in this instant. We're seeing it. It is a plant down on the eco here for G2, so a bit of money to play with into the next.
It's not bad. They'd like to take some weapons away from Lev, though.
Forwards again. Trying to take the timing there. Cuts it up close. Spike just missed the mark, but everyone's accounted for now with Valen being spotted out. And should be cleanly, yeah, 4 players surviving here for Lev. And now, pretty significant lead.
It's really not bad. Lev, I'd like to see them if they've got some kind of bonus round idea to bring it out here. If they've got an aggressive push. Now, normally the teams on Haven are going to save their aggression for when they have a Silver ultimate, maybe even a Phoenix ult too, although that doesn't tend to be used off barrier drop. There are teams that have got strats for that, though. You know, molly into the mid window and push down.
Yeah.
But Spike with Judge, probably going to be playing here to flood defend. And Neon first contact. Same setup towards short. He's going to be the player to watch. Haunt pushes him backwards. He's not able to get onto that line he wanted. But he's a confident guy, and I think he's going for another bite.
We're approaching the line. Baby. It's a nasty off angle from him, top onto the box, but...
Or if he gets pinged.
Yeah, if he gets pinged up by the drone, he's going to have to respect that, so he does pull all the way back.
And now that gives Neon full information all the way down this line.
Yeah.
Especially with the recon dart. Now blows can just full rotate off.
There's a lot of danger in a round like this for G2, especially with the more caution that they're playing for this one, because LEV are maneuvering players into the right places.
Yeah, they're playing the defense side nicely. That's a good wall by LEV.
Yeah.
That gives a
Growler
little
too.
bit more pressure onto Neon. He doesn't know if people have crossed past him, but he calls their bluff.
Yeah,
They
no one's
keep
budging.
the B set up.
Exactly, and that's a judge waiting at the choke. Straight through main. Molly's going to be sailing past, but I hear the acknowledgement from it. Prowler was broken. Seas does connect, and G2, they make the smarter decision. They're going to not want to contest with that one, but where do they have to run? To be honest, they don't have any options, really. Neon's here still. Forward of that approach again, and it's Sharp shooting from him, calling for another pivot. On top of it, seeing if they can make any space over towards Garage. This is desperation, but well, King's just caught completely unawares. Util out as he was popping those stars.
Amazing lurk from Valin.
Forward again, and he's already on that perfect line. Sato immediately taken out of the picture. Plan is down with a couple of seconds to spare. And now just hearing all these sound cues, Trent will look to contain. That's where Spike's going to be waiting. Those are shots that just finds it eventually there through the wall. Neon and blows now, the 2v4. No possibility of smoking off the Spike, really.
No, you've got to hit some ridiculous shots.
Just got to play for damage.
Yeah. And G2, the most disciplined. Baby Bay takes first contact because he's able to get out of there.
Yep. Pulls preemptive there, just even ahead of that tap, because they already know that time is running short. Line to the side still, they know that nobody's on it, and that's the important part here for Leviathan. It's just about doing that damage. Neon, see if he can put the punish onto them. Guardian in hand. Flexing! Significant damage done. That is Jorgen that keeps the gun.
Yeah, that's a great silver lining to the round, but G2, they saved themselves in a pretty tricky scenario. If you're looking at it as a positive from G2's perspective, because they got the round done, Valen's calling is what does it for them. Valen's calling and Valen's lurk here. That fake pivot back over towards A, as Valen takes space in Garage, is immaculate mid-rounding. And exactly what Valen needs to be able to get the step up over King. But the problem with it is, that was the bonus round, and it's absolutely brutal for G2's economy. The damage done towards the end there was everything for LEV.
G2 knocked down to Stingers. One rifle that Jorg was able to at least save into the round. Now they hear that TP.
Oh, Spike is so deep.
I mean, he's alone here. Solo play, making this happen, and he's already taken the damage. I mean, it's so brave. How many teams do you see do this when they know they're up against the weaker weaponry? LEV will opt into it.
The Chamber holds the line down mid as well and still able to pick up LEV. 2 players caught. LEV confident enough to stick around. I think they suspected that G2 might have gone for a proper force-up in this.
Yeah.
Instead of playing for a bit more of a half-buy. Willing to take the risk.
Tripmark broken just to the final few moments. Blows not willing to remain. He wants to get the hell out of there. Definitely don't want to give up a pick early off here, especially when you have the massive advantage, and he's just going to hold on to that heaven control.
Yeah, how does the retake look? If LEV have got a good A retake, it's exceptionally strong with this composition.
Yeah. King is miles away. They're concerned about a lurk, potentially, but now they're getting a bit of a run on a move. Spike will start to tick soon enough, though. You can't really take all the time in the world out towards that heaven angle. Taking out Spike is a big one. And Star was just deaded on top of the box just for him to play inside and try and cut up the crosshair placement. G2 are in a prime position here, despite where the player disadvantage, but it comes down to the individuality. And Lever running over them still. Baby Bay puts himself into that smoke, but there is nowhere to hide from a spot like that. Lev, they time it, I believe, perfectly.
Yeah, they've got that one done. Plenty of time on the clock to convert it. There were moments on Fracture where Lev gave a lot of respect to G2, and they were allowed back into rounds like that. Here on Haven, with Jorgen on a slightly more aggressive line, when he takes down his opposition Spike, you're thinking maybe it's one of those moments again. But the rest of LEV barrels forward, Sato again, able to outdo Valen on a lighter buy. But remember, that was a lighter buy from G2. They made sure not to fully commit with their economy on the previous round so that they could keep a buy for this round here. But at this point, it's almost must-win territory for G2.
Yeah, you're already trailing 2 rounds. You can't let that lead widen even more. Neon, this time punished. What a slide by Jorg, and he's straight in there. sets the pace and the tone for the rest of his team to follow through over towards this A site.
A mirror image of a round we saw earlier where Baby Bay plucked out Spike. But Neon chooses to take the shot into the Haunt instead. Yeah. Has to rely on a Headhunter. Even he isn't good enough to deal that one.
Seeing it, Hunter's Fury now. This is to try and push them back and away. An aggressive play by G2, potentially being punished as a result of it. But Jorg at least got one for his trouble. Went down to the grave. Now to run it back. Sado procs it. Now moving forwards. The walls try and cut up these angles. No one really willing to hold this one, and they've flooded and waterfall out towards that heaven angle. But Spike is taken out. Blows. He's going to do it from a spot like this still. Molly drops back. Bebe forced to respect it. Swinging wide. Headhunter somehow nails the mark. It's risky and tricky stuff entirely. Leaving it to the 1v1 Sato versus Valin. And now he knows he's not sticking it. Time against him. Sato, no real chance to win that one. A critical win here for G2. Must win for them.
You put him in a clutch scenario and G2 are good for it. With players like Valin and Trent on the team, they're gonna be able to secure those time pressure moments. But the opener is also so clean from Jorg.
It's a blinder.
Not only getting the first pick, but then a little bit more pressure in the post plan. He's just got that freedom to be able to work with. And he puts a squeeze on LEV as they try to come back into the A site. G2 have managed their economy pretty perfectly to get back into the game here on Haven. Now it's LEV who are hurting.
Haven't seen Neon. Tour de force. It's popped up, but he didn't take a rapid play down towards that short angle.
Yeah, I'd like to see Neon move around where he's playing a little bit more. We did see that round where he started at front B, went for the angle over towards headshot box, but he's basically spent the rest of the defensive half right here.
Yeah, Bebe. He's already got well trained, but he's going to be moving off the line that he was holding.
And this chamber versus chamber battle.
It's a passive angle from Neon. He doesn't really want to peek into any possible position where somebody could be holding. Here's the flash, though. But it's all steady and controlled by G2. They're not willing to rush into much.
You get the feeling that Valin always has a plan in slow rounds like this.
Yeah.
They don't ever seem purposeless. Faking that they could be taking some A control.
I'm a little bit worried over G2. I mean, you're already down to 40 seconds. That's why setup is here. And they want to fight forwards preemptively at that. It's a flash and a horn, all going to be used to see if they can push them all the way back. Spike, overdrive. This guy's a menace right now. And King! King!
Oh, that is immaculate from Leviathan.
What is that?
They banked everything on the fact that G2 were going to be ending B in this round. And they had the perfect trap setup. I'm looking at the way that they're approaching the B side and I'm thinking, oh, well, this is going to be dangerous. You're walking into the Judge. No, the Judge has suddenly turned into a Neon ultimate and they're sprinting down mid at you.
It's not just that, I mean, the Judge still exists, man. It's just the distraction, the noise, the chaos. King pushing off of it. It's the exact play you just do not expect.
I mean, that is a sick one the owners cooked up. They have amazing tactics, this team.
They find themselves again with this 2-round lead.
Here we go.
This time again with the weaker buy. G2 are working with, again, scraps, pistols. Overdrive is going to be committed. Jorg is going to be sending this one flying forwards. The rest of his team following suit. Plan will go down.
They broke the
quickly.
They broke the trip on the flank, but they're not hard committing to that fast flank timing. Maybe just sending one. King is thinking about it.
And Bebe's holding with a tour de force, so, well, he's turned away.
I'm out.
Cosmic Divide, though. Everybody needs to play forwards onto this one, and there's multiple wars at play to try and work and insert a bit of a play here for Leviathan. That's an ult popped off when Leak doesn't have a gun. They run it back just to see if he can claim a bit of space. And it's definitely put the fear into them. They're paused for now. Spike, he's picked off out towards that heaven angle. The rest of G2 as well, weathering the storm, somehow managing a way through it. Pistols in hands, nothing but scraps, and somehow forging a path to victory. King has no choice but to retreat. And G2 not finished yet, not done, and not content to sit back.
This is the second round where a G2 player with a classic in hand has somehow stolen away an enormous play. When Leaf pops his Phoenix ult and just starts running at them in spawn,
what's going on?
What on earth is going on here?
Oh.
But he actually creates the space for Giacomo to get inside a smoke.
There
and these
it is.
two right clicks assassinate Sato and Neon. I think this is another example of LEV giving too much respect to G2. They gave them the whole of the A site there. Playing a full A retake. I don't mind the idea if you're in a rifle v rifle, but
against the pistols, you cut up the angles close quarters, right?
Yeah, you're giving them way too many close quarters fights.
Sort of waiting to see and hear if there's any players looking around here. It's a molly, I think, just for the cubby.
And they have finally swapped things up. Neon playing towards Garage.
Oh,
Jorg winning the Neon head-to-head.
Selly walks up, brave as anything. Flick of the wrist from Neon, it does go a miss as shots rattling into that door. Neon, a bit worse for wear, but still with his life intact, and a flash prime from Sato. Might try to take it. He hears the sound cue, missing a few shots though, and now he is caught into the corner. G2, 3 primes onto it. The molly's good, yet somehow gets the kill. Is traded from the grave, but does well to get out of that spot. And not just that, Neon is also finding value across the map. Baby Bay picked off, taking risks of his own.
The LEV individualism really shining in this round. King's gone for a push down C as well, recognizing that Baby Bay was the only player in that position. G2 are now walking into a spot 2v3 on the C site where they're going to immediately get surrounded.
They are pressured. Lost long control.
Blows is about to re-clear Garage as well behind him.
Neon's worried about a variety of lurks right now, so he's not holding entirely.
Well, and it's also the 2 clutch demons for G2.
Yeah, these guys have been consistent. Trent and Valen, always the case.
I'm not sure you need both of them.
No, but together. And LEV are split up right now. They're not taking fights together. They could offer up opportunities to create ones for G2 to play off of. Not immediately broken. Blows. Poking, seeing what these players might be, and King just peeks straight off those sound cues as well, but immediately return to fire. Valen, though, is left into a 1v2 and aim well trained onto the corner. It's an operator into the hands, and the rifle will do the work anyway. Blows, squares up, postures towards it.
I was worried with the way that LEV were fighting that. It was a series of 1v1s because of their positioning, but Blows and Neon find an opportunity to connect at the end and to play the 2v1. That from Sato, I think, has saved them in this round.
It's absurd.
Being able to get a kill in that position and play in your operator. G2 are hurting right now. They're on a half buy, but they've still got a bit of sting. Are they going to try to force up into it? It's still a pretty potent round here.
Time has paused, yeah.
Oh, and they're taking a timeout. I mean, this may be also just to discuss the economy here. Josh getting another opportunity, his final opportunity.
The ability that this guy is being demanded of, not just that in his rookie year, but no slouch at all. He's putting up the top numbers in Americas right now. Prodigy unleashed.
He's got that position on high B, and that frees up the rest of his squad to go and pick up A.
Preemptive spam. It's a good tag with the drone at least. Has pushed them back and away.
Oh, Spike is looking for an opportunity.
He's trying to just pounce onto it now. Jorgamo stuns, reciprocates, and he just pushes his way forwards and past it. It's a molly at his feet. There was no choice. Jorg had to fight his way forwards, and he was good to just get the one, to be honest.
Oh, he's done well in that spot. He absolutely has. Should have been caught dead to rights. The LEV trap was well constructed. Jorg has wriggled out of it. King's positioning could be incredible here. They're either going to go into King or Neon. Both dangerous.
Yeah, Neon. There's a lot of angles to account for here. You can see him woman-ing about it, and he just spots out that position. Shoulder barely peeking out. Smoke put up. Now he hears it.
Great
sound footsteps. Yeah, it is a sound bait. They're trying to fake that this is going to be into the B presence. The molly at your feet to seize on top of it. Cutting away the sound cues now. Makes it feel certainly quite real, but there is no committal on the other side of things, and LEV have not budged.
Well, they have a little bit. They've pulled Sato away from Blows. So Blows is now really isolated on A. Sato might lean back towards him as these stars come down.
Yeah, definitely so. The util and broken at a critical time. So Blows' position not going to be revealed. Dart through and a flash forwards as well. Running and gunning to try and take control in this anger spot. But Sato is eventually traded. Time now running short and shy. There's only 12 seconds remaining. The plant needs to go down.
That's such great control from Baby Bay there, spamming to stop Neon having any opportunity.
King, he's found his way up onto the flank here. He's being watched steadily, but not for that one. Still into a 1v1. Trent whittled down, but this guy does not lose clutches.
Trent comes away with a magic one there. You got to imagine King thought he had that. He's got him on the angle.
Damage.
He's jiggling, spamming him through the box. Trent lands the shot that matters. Here's a round where it's more to do with the G2 individual skill.
That's crazy.
One enemy remaining.
Baby Bay handles that
One enemy
beautifully, stopping Neon from having his value. Trent gets a couple of tries and eventually lands the shot.
Barely believe it. G2 find that 10th round here. We're already straight into the round as well. There's a lot of lobby aggression, deep stun, deep dart. If that catched onto anybody, Blows has the Hunter's Fury. It looked like it was a trap play waiting to be cooked up, but no one was home. G2 with the instant reaction now. Moving forwards, not breaking a trip in time. It will slow them. King just with the Bucky. Hunter's Fury. It's going to be cleaved on the other side of here. This is LEV just looking to see if they can bail out their IGL, but it's not the case. Ults expended, flash through into the smoke. Dodged, twisted and turned. Jorgamo just hammering them with the bullets, making sure that they can't step past that mark in the backside at this point. Leviathan, no choice but to just sit back in the spectator seats.
He's a bright lights merchant, Jorgamo, isn't he?
Yeah, he
Every
is.
time he gets into a grand finals like this, or he steps onto a global stage, he comes up with a better performance than he ever has done. It's the exact same story with this guy. He just gives 100% as soon as it gets to these important moments for G2.
Yeah, he's had some impactful moments all throughout this playoffs run, to be honest, for them.
Yeah, he has.
Stepped up in terms of just timings that he's been taking, when he feels like he's got a bit of a read on the situation, but individuality as well just shines in some of those moments. And
it's so tough to turn those Phoenix flashes that are coming through the top of a smoke like that.
yeah,
Almost impossible, but
Good
he
luck.
predicts the timing of it perfectly. It's got to be a prediction. Leaf's one away from being able to get his ult online now. I think he desperately wants to hunt Spike here.
yeah, not sure if they'll be able to root him out though. Ingrained in short, and wants to keep this rifle as well intact. G2 up to 11 though, dragging it now even across the board in this map of Haven.
11-11, and Leaf's one away from a Phoenix ult. I think LEV should be looking to try to set up to deny the C ult. A C-leaning default for Valen in order to pick up the Phoenix ultimate seems really likely here. Getting some kind of high-low setup.
Not going for it though.
No, G2 leaning very heavy A.
Yeah, there's no spread default here. This is looking like potentially all in over towards A. Chopped out early. Blows is alone. The sole job of trying to hold this one all the way back. He has a trip to account for at least short, but now seeing the presence of all these players, you're going to be scared now, going to be left wondering, how do you hold this one back? Cosmic Divide, forwards and away, barely gets out of dodge. Ton of util though being used in the process for G2 to take this one.
And remember, last time G2 won a postman with classics here.
Yep, Jorgamo, he's already in himself a kill. He's stepping forwards and past it once more, gliding straight into them. But it's suddenly the ult popped off, and he wants to take this one running forwards now. See what more he can lay claim towards the Cosmic Divide. These are G2 players off the site. It's up to Leaf now to see if he can step forwards as well and see if he can push his team all the way back in here. They manage onto the flank and forwards again, taking these kills. Blows! He's found himself a couple and maybe a win con. Tap onto the defuse, finding it again, and now just into the 1v1. Him versus Leaf, and already the defuse stuck onto half. Wall dissipates. A pocket and a slide window. The tiniest the pixel angles. It's all Blows. Monstrous from him, and it's delivered LEV to that 12th.
That might be one of the best clutches that I've watched all year. That was incredible. He's top of the scoreboard now, 21-12, rookie player, and he's just done that to G2. Look at how easily he deals with Valen. Flicks over to Baby Babe, baits Trent out. The clutch master. How he found the timing to get half on the spike, by the way, before the Cosmic Divide disappeared, I'll never know. The stars aligned for that one.
Ridiculous stuff from Blows. Another player that we don't speak about enough, to be honest, but again speaks to the quality. Too many good players to talk about when this Leviathan squad are on your screens. And now, they are on a precipice here, trying to sell a bit of a fake, but this is with the spike in the hands of Trent. There's a lot of util being used.
King's been playing with some kind of shotgun regularly. Blows.
He's feeling it.
He's just got so much confidence.
Hot hands after a round like that. And he knows that LEV are on the brink. Can push this one into even territory, 1-2-1. Okay, Leaf is going walkabouts, finds a peek and finds a timing to claim that kill. Brings it into a 4v4. G2 not done yet. Sees with a good connection. LEV towards his backside angle though, and a flash will not be dodged in time. Moving forwards, this is LEV now, steamrolling! And with all of that skill and individuality, Plant not down, an impossibility for Leaf to play towards. Leviathan send them packing.
It was a rough beginning for being aware of the set stuff that LEV have.
Yeah.
Especially that B main flash trap play. And all of those tiles crunches, those kind of ideas. G2 have got to have game plans to stop them.
Taking a candor at this one. It's 5 players at G2. Slowly making their way up, and they've got a lot of control over towards A main, haven't they? Nice and early for Leviathan. There's a push out into mid, see if they can catch a player, but all that util being used now signals it all to Leviathan.
Yeah, we're going to see full retake happening.
Yeah.
Trip on the flank.
Immediately tripped.
Yeah, but not committing to it.
No.
It's pulled a lot of bodies back off the site, though.
Yeah, look at it. Just feigning. Tension's going to be drawn and dragged towards it. In fact, for the post plan, I mean, nobody's really holding that heaven angle. Everybody very much off site here on G2's side of things. Exception of Jorg.
It's the calm before the storm.
Yeah, it is. And as soon as that door explodes, you're going to start to see it now. The clone doesn't step forwards like they were hoping for. Still, this Jorg is going to be asserting himself. Takes up control towards Tree, and now being assailed from multiple directions. Blows are still delivering down the damage, and now we're seeing it popping out. A bit of a flash play as they hear that tap, but already this feed is filled up in red in the name of G2. Blows. Not what you can do from a spot like this. It's flashy stuff, but the time ticking out of his grasp.
The hero of Haven can't quite get it done on the pistol round. G2 come away with it. Valen's Astra finding that value. Sado close to getting the half, but gets pulled off the spike. G2 actually handled this situation really nicely. I love this play from Jorg. Get that kill, jump into Tree, take the space and dominate it. They were very proactive about going and clearing the flank too as soon as the trip got triggered. Ah! Come on! Triple clear into Gelato. They're trying to keep the energy up. It's a best of 5. It is a marathon, not a sprint, especially when the score is at 1-1. You know, there's a whole extra best of 3, basically, ready to be played.
This is the lull point, essentially, and you're seeing some value there from the Yoru. Was able to skip out of all of that attention that Lev were putting over towards A main, and now, following the sound cues, they're going to be rapidly going over towards B. Anticipating a reaction, and it is a correct one. G2 are making their way forwards. Neon, some hard shots for him to hit, but these players are going to be shredded inside the smoke. Not much you can do against that. Thorns at your feet.
Opportunity for Leaf to just try to generate up that ultimate. He's going to stick the spike in the ground and then go hunting for Neon.
Properly min-maxing here. They know where Neon is, and there it is. Just snaps to the side, takes out Neon. So it's G2 with the early lead on the attack side with this pistol round win. Reminiscent of the last time these teams played on a sense as well, I will say.
Yeah. I think you can see part of the value that G2's composition should have against Lev's trap plays. They're not running the chamber. The chamber is another one where you can walk forwards and TP out if you activate some kind of trap.
Yeah.
But Jorg should be that player that's at the forefront of going and taking space. Lev would love to run some kind of defense set play here to deny an ult orb, but instead they've decided off barrier to deny the A orb instead of the B orb.
Fight towards it. I mean, a lot of their plays they were making were towards B main. Maybe trying to get ahead of the read that G2 might have, but still squaring up towards B main.
And there's Jorg again. Another big part of Josh RT's adjustment being that Jorg takes the contact and TP's out.
Flash over, Neon slide. It's going to be heard by Valley. You can see him rattling off commands right now into the camp. He's going to be telling his team that they're taking that main control over towards A.
And Leaf picks up the orb.
Away from it, it's a hell of a read. Wall forwards, ult popped off. This is Leaf moving forwards now, but that running back, but the volley is just going to be missing. And steadily there, it's a little bit of damage, but no kill claimed. The goal to really pull rotations, they've achieved it, but players are going to be maneuvering right back at them anyway. Over towards this A side, look at that, out towards Heaven. Sado is rapid on his approach, and an ult of his own now ready to be utilized at a moment's notice. Smoke in their faces is going to be causing concern at the back of the mind for G2.
Oh, they're looking to leave. Valen calling a mid-round pivot with 40 seconds left.
40 seconds left.
No, they're deciding to recommit.
Cut noise re-hit, but Lev.
Indecision.
Yeah, they don't have B main control other than
left.
the deep wall, but no choice but to move forwards now into A, but they're contacting up into it anyway. Guardian in hand, Leaf running a mockery now, eventually traded out and stopped, and looking and arguing about which way they want to try and take this one, but the side control is theirs. There's no pushback. Plant down from Jorg. Now spam down. Nothing to really answer this one. A lot of damage being done to these players, but it's precision nevertheless from Trent. Moving forwards now. Sado with that ult is immediately dissuaded with the Spectre. Jorg is doing filthy things. Ridiculous. And Sado now is wondering where did it all go wrong in a round like this for G2. It's a bonus conversion.
Jorg again finding mad value. Round 1 and 3, he's been the defender of Tree. With his Spectre, deletes Sato's ultimate and then picks up the player behind. What a monstrous play. Nice layers in this round too. They avoid any potential danger over towards B by utilizing the Yoru. Then they run a fake to try to get into the A site because they know that LEV are thinking about the Phoenix ult. Once they get into the A site, they then have Jorgamo to defend the post plant. He has stepped up big time for them.
Yeah. It's a stellar beginning here for G2.
And that is such a nice awareness pre-aim.
One enemy remaining.
Running and gunning towards it, being defended by Baby Bay in main. About as good as a beginning as you could really hope for G2.
You know, I could see a tiles crunch here, potentially finding value, but G2 would be certainly ready for
They
it.
put down Thorns and a clone close to main, and they are backing all the way up. So they're already thinking about it, right? These are the adjustments we were talking about.
I mean, this positioning is very specifically to stop the tiles crunch.
Not ready yet.
Clone ahead of time.
This is why playing rematches makes a massive difference in Valorant. And also why LEV winning this match would make a huge difference for them at Masters London. If they can come up with new ideas, new tactics, and hide them from the competition, oh, they would be a dangerous team for sure in playoffs.
Earning that #1 seed spot by winning this match, of course, gets you the trophy in Americas. But having that extra time to prep is incredibly valuable.
Deploying drone.
Cautious beginning from G2, and they're looking to throw the drone out here and flush out King, who's been playing with the shotguns all the time in this series so far.
He will always opt into the Judge and the Buckies if he can. Trying to time inside this smoke, but okay, shorty of his own. Jorgamo dishes it straight back at them.
Again, the awareness is really strong.
40 seconds. There is danger if they take this too slowly.
Valen called a re-hit into the A site last time. LEV are not stacking.
No. Deep push comes there, but they're calling for the 3-2-1 fight forwards now and hoping off the noise cues going to be able to make a play happen. And that's a flash peek out. Santo has deleted and obliterated them where they stand. Not letting them pass that choke point, and there's where the danger that I was talking about from earlier rears its head. If you take too much time with it, you give them ins. There's no way for Baby Ray to win this. Time has ran out.
What a play from Sato.
Player standing.
From seemingly nowhere, but LEV are going to get that thrifty win under their belt.
He's been an absolute monster today in those early round engagements, and here he is looking to pump them up. Where has this round come from?
I don't know.
I mean, a flash peek out, looking to try to take the fight into them. Stun, flash, overwhelm, lead. But then you're thinking the G2 players in the choke point here should be good for it, and he just rinses them on such a tiny angle.
I mean, that's excellent.
That's exceptional from Sato.
Let's see what you've got. Decoy.
X-Factor player for LEV. G2 with the same kind of clone and recon play.
Yeah.
Looking to try to avoid getting caught by these trap setups.
And we're doing this a lot in a lot of their Ascent games. Valorant, hoping he can spot out a play or two, but he has to be very cautious about this. There's a lot on his plate, to be honest, watching A main and towards this mid angle.
I don't remember LEV doing this in their last match.
No, deep push out. Operator trained. And the top mid angle is being covered in kind. We've seen plenty of players though looking to see if they can cross this one up. It looks like a level of awareness from G2, but not too much awareness. That's a TP rendezvous. Immediately back to safety. Neon putting a squeeze on this G2 team. Hitting that minute mark now, but they're not going to anticipate this, are they? King just standing and delivering death from the side. Unreal form from the experienced IGL. That is beautiful work.
His first 4 kills in the map. And they matter so much. Really good adjustment from LEV to look to take fights in a completely different area compared to their rematch earlier on this week.
I mean, it's crazy. They've conditioned them from a prior map into playing this slowly.
And that's the level of evolution that you need to be able to go deep in tournaments like this, to be able to pick up trophies.
Yeah.
It's all good being able to have...
Really cautious, as we're seeing, but for a good reason. They are scared to death of all the plays at level cooking up on the prior match they played against each other.
This one looks a little bit more committed towards B main, just based on the barrier positions.
Yeah. And we're seeing a fast fight from LEV. Here is another trap play. No one is home to receive this one, so they might be able to run that again.
Yeah, no one even knows.
We'll see how GT will deal with it.
want to fight it.
1.
Joke's over! You're dead!
TP'd off. I think they're all off.
Oh fuck, my bad.
All good, all good.
Okay. I got a thorn on market. I had a thorn early. I don't want him scrimming.
Yeah.
I can ult maybe.
You want it? Here.
I got a flash for lane,
Good.
boys.
Scared of my smoke, okay? Let's play on site.
What's our post here?
They're gonna have paranoia for...
Hit wall flank.
I'm gonna ult right now just to see what they're doing. Maybe get ready for stairs fight. 2 flank. Nothing spawn, nothing spawn. If you take one spawn, solo. Deep. Can we crush spawn?
Up market.
We can't.
We're seeing it now, taking a fight forwards. Already there's pressure on multiple avenues. That main control being lost, and Jorgamo, the DTP, Dimensional Drift, he's looking to cause a bit of chaos and see if he can pull the attention, but Level way ahead of it. They're already just taking a fight towards the site, and it's up to G2 to see if they can weather it. Batter down the hatches! Trent and Baby fighting forwards. Trent! It's ridiculous stuff. Pure individuality and flexing on the opposition. It's Valorant who can put that cherry on top.
I love that round from G2. We got so much insight from the comms there. There's a couple of people setting up different ideas of a push towards B-Man and a push towards Spawn, getting information from Jorg and Leaf as to where the retake's coming from. But it's Valen with a critical comm that I love. He says, guys, they're going to be afraid of my smoke. Because he went for that insane play that you've seen in all of the highlight reels from this week, where he pushed into that smoke, flanked out into Boathouse, and got a multi-kill. And he knows that LEV are going to be scared of it, so tells the troops to hold on site. What a cool adjustment. Again, what we're talking about, rematch games, man.
Yeah. Learnings from the prior outings. So
they just hit different.
They really do. Seeing both teams adjusting their play because of it.
4 players start the round in mid again from Leviathan. Really trying to change up how their defense side works compared to the previous outing with these two. And it is slow. It is slow. Cautious.
Very worried. A lot of jump spots here because they know that there's money online for LEV to opt in with an operator. We can see it in the hands of Neon.
I do not think that is actually Jorgamo taking a jog down mid.
Yeah, nah. Laid it down early. He was hoping to bait out a shot or two, but now grouping up. Got the side set up towards the A side. Molly has to be committed for that wine angle and does give them peace of mind, but a trip might slow them down to a degree. Flashes forwards, does connect. King's down, and he needs some help here. Some bailout reinforcements to arrive, and he commits with the ult just to get the hell out. All the way over towards the B site. Damage was done with Jorgamo being dropped off here.
He's miles away,
though. Molly, he is miles away. The Molly, though, is going to be stunting. Now they still get the plant down. It's an unconventional placement of it. Flash does connect. Leaf still holding his ground. Very forward into the approach once more as a Hunter's Fury from this angle is devious. Gets the connection. Sato's at least taken out, cleaved through, and a lot of damage done. Off onto the follow-up here. This Adada's going to be rebounding in an important fight to be won out. Neon trying to dominate towards this tree control, and Baby might have missed the timing all the way through. Neon knows he's there now, taking the fight forwards. Straight to him. It leaves it into the hands of Trent, but he's smoked off. Completely away from the avenue, half onto the defuse. The dart will do only a little bit there. But King's already posted up on the perfect line.
We heard the interview from Josh RT where he was saying, we're having a couple of unconventional mistakes in our post-plant scenarios. And blows, for example, on Haven, making the most of it. Here, that coordination between Valen and Baby, the timing just off a little bit. They're pushing into a chamber with an op. In theory, a 2v1 there. Neon should never be able to kill both of them. But they didn't have great info about where he was. G2's post-plant aggression comes up with nothing. LEV now, great opportunity to draw things back to level. It's following quite a similar feel in terms of the round layout, the timeline.
We're seeing immediately. I mean, they lay down a bit of util running all the way over towards A. B main control was cleared out once more by LEV. King, nasty position to be playing in right now. There is players waiting on the other side.
An insane
Peeks out.
position.
Insane position. How the hell does he even get out? He can. He has to fight forwards. Blindo commits. And now we see it. Hunter's Fury. It's Sato. Collapses onto it. King might be going down, but the damage surely done.
He should be thanking Sato in person as soon as the round ends. I mean, Sato and Blow's ultimate bail King out of a bad position. Talking yourself into wine on an anti-eco is madness.
Yep.
I mean, you are just asking to get caught and give a gun over to your opponent. But the combination, paranoia, Soverall, and then a Phoenix Flash on top. LEV had to commit to that one. If it went wrong, that was about to be a disaster, but they pulled through. And look, pretty dominant doing it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of setup that they would be really happy to run on a rifle round, and here we go. We've seen this one before.
Yeah, this
now,
time.
How diligent are G2?
You want to play? Let's
Pretty cautious,
play.
I can't lie. None of them really looking to take any space over towards B lane. Deep drone's going to be used over towards this mid angle, but I think just missed the mark on where Neon is with that operator. He's skirted straight past. Sado is hard committed. This is wall tripped, and he's looking to gear up for a fight. Neon might be in a bit of trouble. Smoke dissipates! He's given that perfect timing. Especially the peel all the way back here. And it was an attempt to see if they can follow through. I mean, LEV is taking a lot of chip damage. Straight through the wall with his shots landing. King now off from the side. Flashes and connect onto him, but he's missing the shots anyway. LEV running forwards! How is he getting all this done? Run it back in exchange of the weaponry. Does have to be worried potentially about his back, but not concerned.
Spike.
Might be calling for Valorant to watch for it now, as he is going to be returning straight back. And here it is. Sato's rounded. He's found the timing, and no one was really covering this one. Jumping around.
No
blows. They're picking him to pieces.
How is Sato alive?
How has it gone so wrong for Trent now left in a 1v2? Consistent in the clutch is what he's known for. All stage long. But to do it against blows and Sato might be too much of a tall order. The flash forwards signifies it all, and Sato, no slowing down at all.
That is a bonkers round. LEV get another opening pick. They've been great in that department, but G2 battle through and get themselves into a spot that you should never be losing. King, though, he's in love with what Sato's doing in that round. Sato's, I don't understand how he has survived here. He jumps in, spots contact.
That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
why is nobody holding the body? But he jumps in, holds contact, and then survives for long enough for blows to be able to come around and help him out. That is mad.
Yeah.
The teamwork on display is great from LEV, but G2 will be kicking themselves they lost that one.
Knocked down again to the weaker weaponry. A big ult built up, the runner back for Sato. This time leading over towards that B main angle. Similar setup though. Still with the clone and the deep dart. This time G2 are taking space behind it.
They're worried about everything.
Yeah. Navigating most of this one here, but the smoker's going to be hiding. The dart, not enough though. They got the guns trained on the angles out through that main avenue. And this is it. Hold on. What is going on here with the Sheriffs? That's two nasty shots, but Trent and Baby Bay somehow got to batter their way through. Punch a hole through the wall, see if they can find a way forwards. With Neon watching that though, Trent finished off, and Baby Bay not long for the Worlds. This is 6 rounds now for Leviathan, and this is with G2 winning that pistol, and I believe the bonus conversion.
Yeah. I mean, these opening fights have been going so consistently LEV's way. I think G2's abundance of caution is great, but it also means that they're not playing with the same level of pace that was actually catching LEV off guard.
Yeah.
The big thing that was working for G2 last time on their attack side was they were just able to run execs, and then occasionally the execs would work, and they'd be able to get the rounds on the board. These rifle rounds have not been working for G2.
There's a Tiles Crunch. I'm seeing pings on it.
Well,
G2 are ready.
G2 are ready.
Playing really far back for this one. And you see that util flying forwards, the running back on top of it. It's a big indicator of how things are going, but you know, making sure to hold down that top mid angle.
Is there an extra layer for LEV? Like, do they insert somebody into a deep position? Is there something funky for G2 to deal with? I mean, there's a smoke. They're going to pull out a drone, but otherwise I think G2's anti there has actually been pretty good.
Yeah. Blows. He's going to be sticking around here. He's tagged up by the drone. He's got to be worried about it.
G2 might be worried about mid and tiles, just in case there's an insert.
Right here.
Usually the reaction to a tiles crunch is an A-pop. This is delayed from G2, but Neon's going to be ready.
There it is. Wall cuts up one of the angles. You can see that gate crash moving forwards. Neon was blinded up. Forced to back out, retreating for now. There's a deep dart, a deep plant going on. Now he's seen the steel guard and is primed by Baby Bay. He wants to see if he can make a go at this one, but waiting for the right time to do it. He's just holding it for now. Probably the util signaling it all. Yeah, here it is. As the fight tries to come forwards. A lot of this is going to be dodged, though. Guns are going to be remaining intact here for LEV. They're just trying to flood and waterfall all the way out through heaven now. It's up to G2 to see if they can batter them all the way back. It's a big dart. Even better flash forwards, though, and that near sight paranoia doesn't do enough. Not to dissuade this guy, the IGL, dominating, but Sato has somehow inserted himself into the conversation and onto the site. Still, play disadvantage for Leviathan, and now just all up to King. Valin! An ace for the IGL! Drags them within that touching distance of equalizing the half.
That's a round to be proud of for G2. They had the perfect answer to the Tiles Crunch. We'd seen it multiple rounds before. They were ready for it many, many times. And then the pivot into the A-pop. They have that extra layer of device. And then Valen's in such a devious little position. So strong playing around. Spots at Jenny, playing around his smoke. Delivers G2 a massively important rifle round. They still have a chance to tie this half.
Definitely do. Bit of Odin spam, it's going to be able to insert Neon. The operator onto the line steadily. Just depends on how far he wants to really go.
Early on, we saw Lev changing up the game plan a lot, playing for mid, looking to throw G2's prep off. Now they've kind of leaned back into what they were running in the previous match. More of Neon getting posted over towards B main. Tiles Crunch play. G2 are very ready for stuff like this.
Yeah. Flash ready. Nothing crazy to take the contact, it's just off angles across the board, so as soon as Baby spots someone, that flash is going to be sent flying forwards, but Neon has no intention.
Jorgamo's working his way down mid. If Jorg gets into market, they could run a nasty B split.
Tricky stuff though. Skatecraft is going to be fading. Conflict divide forwards. Flash as well, it's going to push Neon off those lines, and now we're going to see them pivot and move over towards this A side, but Spike is way ahead of his Sado alongside him.
How did it go wrong for G2?
I mean, they're just getting way ahead of themselves. Now they're going to leave it down to Jorgamo to see if he can bail them out, but he can only do so much. He's immediately taken out. Executed towards that top mid angle, and now it's a mad dash and a pivot. Putting everything onto this one, but how the hell do you even get past this one? Neon has already just cemented himself towards the back of the site. Leviathan in complete control, and a collapse of the round for G2. It was disastrous.
Blows was a hero on Haven, and Sado is their hero here on Ascent. The timing, G2, Valen calls a specific fake B split into this push, designed to bait these guys out into bad positions on cap. They're ready for it. They know that these guys are going to be here, and yet Sado still comes up with two and ruins the idea for G2.
Just ridiculous stuff, and 7-5 is the half that we're looking at here for Lev. Slightest of leads, but on the
2025, towards the end of 2025.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a full year.
17-7.
He is taking over this game.
Let's get into the pistol round here for Leviathan. All eyes set on mid. Steadily for now, though. There's no real util being used. They're just going to be relying on raw aim, I think, to get through this beginning portion. No real obstacles to clear either.
No forward positions for G2. No picks that they're looking to give away early.
It's incredibly passive from them. High-low setup of Valorant and Baby Bay. It's going to be the first thing to really deal with. I think there's a flash as well against the back wall. It's a setup to see if they can punish a contact play. And G2, they don't dissolve it just yet. They're ready, waiting, trying for it. They spot the barrel. There's a flash popped off, but flashes of their own. Sato's forwards now, looking to see if he can lay claim to this one. Even more space up towards that heaven angle, and he's putting the fear into the hearts of these G2 players. Molly at his feet. They want to get a bit of a heal off of this one, but the plant now down. And what is the answer here for G2? Because they have control lost. They're putting the wrap up onto Sato. Trying to push forwards, trying to make it an awkward engagement, but he is being squeezed as we speak. Right now, players rapidly approaching again, and they take the perfect timings. G2 collapse onto him, taking him out with Sato and Spike out of the picture. Much more favorable for them now, but gearing up into it. It's a paranoia that's going to be sweeping, and all of that damage, the blind does collect a kill. Jorgamo taken out, swing into the side, classic shots! And Neon on blows, the ones to clean it all up.
Very well handled there in a difficult situation once Sado got rooted out of heaven. The paranoia was massive. Could not have found a better timing for it. But Sado's a beast, bro. He is just running in. Fearless.
Yep.
Shot down.
His first kill to first death stats in this match is 13-4.
What?
He's a monster in first duels currently.
And he's not open.
No, he's 4-0 on this map.
He's not pumping up the numbers, really. This guy is just pure talent.
Yeah, he really is.
Fearless entry for his team.
You could see the potential last year with him.
Yeah.
He looked like a talent that Lev should have held on to very strongly, and they did. Rebuilding the whole team around him and King. And adding in some ridiculously talented pieces.
A lot of presence here. Hearing all these sound cues. Baby dodging a couple of the bullets for now. Just looking to hold on to the smoke position, tree control forwards for them. And they call for the 3-2-1. They're going to swing straight through, but there's another door in their face. G2 here. Game might just be to see if you can take any guns out of their hands, do a bit of damage, to be honest, because if you feed up these ultimates, it could be problematic.
Oh, that's a crazy triple kill from Neon. The smoke there is really nice from Valorant to try to create a difficult situation for LEV. And they've only got one player inside, and he does it with a ghost?
Okay.
This guy's built different.
Yeah, he is. Look at this.
What?
I mean, they're just jumping through.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. Can't lie.
Yeah. Next round is where G2 really need to get a handle on things. This was the only round on defense that they won last time these two teams played on Ascent. They won this anti-bonus when they had slightly better weaponry and then couldn't get another thing going.
It's an early takeover towards main here from Jorg. He's got a gate crash deep, but that's going to be expiring soon enough. And a deep fight over towards mid wall. A deep dart.
G2 are doing a molly re-clear of Jorgamo's contact, but nobody's going in, mate.
Home. Posturing towards that mid control. Something to poke out where potentially the trip was. A flash and a peek. Breakage to util. LEV, there's cause for concern here that they've lost that A main control, but looking like they want to cook up a play for it.
Lowe's just communicating to the rest of the team that they've lost B main information. Oh, so deep.
Oh, this is so brave! Spikes us all the way up there. Stinger in hand. Hasn't had the hottest start towards this, but it's at least cause for concern. It's caused LEV to pop off this running back, looking for the information. Just knife out. Spike's position is going to be noted, but he's already just whipped his way around now. Taking up residency up towards mid. Paranoia is perfect. Trent can't see a thing and he needs some help with the bailout. Baby to try and help him out, but he's shock darts doing a lot of damage. Slowly dissecting most of this side.
Trying to fall back into the anchor position.
If they can, towards the back of the side. Rifles! They do what they were intended to do right now, but they're still being swiftly overwhelmed regardless. Handing over the upgrades, but that's a spike. Drop down in towards that lane angle. It's being watched for. Leaf
should be able to pick it back up though.
Yeah. Going to be removed. A lot of damage done to Spike. Make a Sato steps way out. Leaf puts him to the grave. Now 1v2. Flash. A lot of proactivity out here by G2.
Leaf gets Sato's number in a really important round. That would have been a nightmare if G2 had lost that one. What is this from? I mean, another really interesting set play. But he's not favored in the fight against Valorant.
Nope.
By the way, Valorant #1 Stinger abuser gets called by the Stinger. How could you do this to me? Using my own weapon?
Man, yeah.
Hot dog.
Spirit's still high. Spirit's still high for G2.
But the money is not. The money's taking a serious knock here. They're almost all going to be on light armor and using a Bulldog and a Judge. My Sova has a Judge.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
It's not great out there.
It's not ideal.
LEV's bonus round ideas are so good, they always do damage.
Deep wall. It's going to make it really awkward, really, for G2. They can't really refight into this one. It's going to be used on top of it. The drone does get the tag, but Neon straight back. Rendezvous was saved just for a situation like that.
The previous round, G2 was set up for an A main reclear with Leaf's molly. And now instead, Leaf's just tucked into a corner with Jorgamo baiting for him. Jorg's supposed to take the contact, disappear, and then Leaf gets a multi-kill. But King does not want anything to do with this A site.
Nope. They're moving away.
Going out.
Have not baited the Vice Wall. And incredibly deep Thorns positions.
Teleport's ready.
To punish
Careful there.
anything that LEV might be playing for here. I mean, G2 have given up full mid control, so that'll be the reason why, just in case the B split comes through. But seeing a running back popped off. Sato, the ult immediately removed. Baby taking a chunk of damage, I believe, from the operator shot. But now close quarters. Trent, you could be thriving in a spot like this. Jorgamo just catching the contact onto King. Overdrive forwards into the back. It is cause for concern, but Trent, he just runs forwards. It's the only fight he can take. It's somehow head clean off, cleaved off. It's LEV. In the midst of all of that, there was danger lurking in every single direction. How have they made the most of it? I don't know, but still, the dangers are ever present. This flank from Jorgamo needs to succeed now, but he's revealed his hands. In a 1v2, so LEV know exactly where he is. The gate crash.
They're going
Got
aggressive.
This one. Oh, they're going aggressive! Insane adjustment! Fake with a TP and blows his spotted out, but they're all calling for the reposition on either side! Jorgamo! The Bright Lights Merchant, a 4-piece! It's exactly what G2 ordered up.
Incredible play from Jorg. Love that fake teleport as well. And what an isolation on Spike.
I can't believe that kill.
Spike slides out, trying to play blows in. Jorg just isolates it perfectly. Shut down this lurk as well.
Yeah.
Which was gonna give Lev another opportunity to maybe pivot. Mad though onto Spike. It's incredibly well done. But the economy of G2 hangs by a thread, even in that round.
Yeah.
Part of the reason that...
Level punishing them. See an operator in the hands of Jorg. There's that nerfed Yoru, so it's not going to be able to have those 40-second gate crashes like you used to have of old. So you do have to be quite tight and smart with your timings on the util. Lev, though, fully gearing up. All 5 players over towards this A angle. Orb's going to be picked up as well, and they are just fully sending this. The Thorns have really chipped down Spike. Whittled down to barely anything at all, and that flash and a peek is perfect play. Baby still holding it down towards that lower area, and well controlled with that rifle in hand. Spike answers back. It's a quick trade indeed.
3v3, they've got to get the Spike into the ground, though, before they can play a post plant here.
They definitely do. Drive by, exchange the weapons.
Leafs continuing to pressure. Oh my god.
That wall almost doing him in. Spike, 5 HP. Molly's going to be rebounding now, but they do get that Spike down. It's all closed. It's going to be causing concern, but there is a vengeful drift waiting in the back pocket.
Yeah, this should be massive for them. Leaf and Trent can take so much space off this.
Doors working for him, and he's immediately spotted the contact of the player, and he's getting that flash off already. Poking out, pointing out the positions. This is precision when it's needed, and the peak is perfect from Trent. Neon now left in a 1v3. Position noted, and just with that Guardian in hand, it would have to be unreal from him. Too much to overcome. G2, well, you called it really on the timeout itself. For G2, winning this is everything.
Yeah, they've got a foothold now to get back into the game. Lev is still going to be able to buy. There's more damage to be done, more work to be done. But G2 showcasing that they've made the right adjustments in this rematch game. They were so ready on their attack side. This ultimate was fantastic for the retake. More Yoru value.
Good retake,
Talking
boys.
about this.
To help me, let's go.
Really unconventional composition, but G2 are making it work.
Yeah.
That's not ready.
Losing bonus is stacking up at this point. 11 minutes, at least to scramble to give us some semblance of a buy, but it's operator v operator, and it's a shock dart to cancel the drone.
Sick
Insane tech. And the op finding value just in time with that gate crash. About to expire. Put down to the bit a few moments here. Lev, let's take a listen in.
Tô olhando pra você, calma. Voy a rápido, Está directa, Fenix. Para. No sé si... Juntaron 2 V y otro va a estar base. Mateo e Oro. Tô olhando aqui pra você. Tomei tag. Vi nós dois aqui. Vamos lá mesmo. Pega pela vez. Bom, você tem que comer... Dois jardim. Come bom, velho. Tá aí adiantado. Você vai correndo, King. Tô indo embora.
Insane level of proactivity from Spike. He's inserted himself deep into A, but the question is, how can the rest of his team join him?
These slower rounds, it's been difficult for Lev.
Hunter's Fury, what is this? And a stun off the back of it. Spike is going to capitalize. He's jumping straight off of all of this chaos. Moving through anyway. Hunter's Fury. See if they can clear a bit of a path forward, but they've missed the timing! Whoa. Right click on the classic. How is Spike finding it? This is ridiculous stuff. Shoulder to shoulder. These players barely touching now, and King will be at least traded out. But surely damage done. Trent, he is healthy. 1v2, but so many positions to account for. Deep dart against the back wall. Spike. This is ridiculous. Look at this guy. Walkabouts all the way round. Surely not going to be anticipated.
What an insane reposition.
Missed the timing entirely amongst each other.
And the door's open for him.
And Trent's still trying to figure out where these players could be. Doubled up, you're not going to anticipate this. Drops down, blow spotted, damage done. Chip down, blows! The one to finalize that kill. 10 rounds now for Leviathan, constantly back and forth.
What a wild round. Showcasing some really good problem solving for Lev. They got themselves in weird positions. Normally these slower defaulty rounds are actually where Valen's been better at outcalling the stuff that King puts together, but the stun into the Hunter's Fury play to create that scenario.
Yeah.
And a couple of the G2 players trying to make, I think, get too greedy off the back of the Vice ultimate. Just feeding out, trickling out into tree. They've lost control now of Ascent.
It's away from them now. Money knocked down to the weaker guns once again. Very aggressive from Neon. Put a bit of fear into them, but it goes both ways, especially with the weaker buy at G2. They can afford to take these risks. And
LEV was positioned in a deep angle last time in B main. Not exactly the same spot, but got to imagine that LEV clear this.
Yeah, LEV, they are going to get slowed down if they try and all in over towards B. They got to clear this one probably with Spike, but off angle, anticipating it's a bad time to peek for LEV. The Thorns are going to be popped up preemptively here. Attempt to try and slow them down. A couple of shock darts also going to be sailing in, but no one really there. Now Spike's going to be sending it. Stun. Connection into the corner. It's not much Baby can do from a spot like this one here. And good movement from Trent. Somehow staying alive in the midst of it, but there is too much to overcome in a spot. Like that, deep flank. Trying to find some value. Come on, Valen walking up, but it is accounted for! It's Neon who will cleave and skewer through the opposition. 11 rounds now. This is LEV that are running away with this Ascent map.
This was the map that they were able to get big results on last time they played against G2. A map that G2 have not been favoring. I mean, this is part of what it means to go through the lower bracket. It's not the normal way that G2 lift trophies, but it has been done before. Ender was talking about that one on the desk. But they're going to take a tack timeout to try to get back into this game. 3 rounds down. Some better ideas or a hero to emerge. Every player on their team at negative currently in terms of KD, even though this is a pretty close map.
Yeah, barely hanging on. Another handhold they can find. Hunter's Fury and a flick to the side. That is an insane margin in terms of hitting that one. The tiniest of pockets to play in.
Early round aggression looks like the name of the game.
Yeah, it's already finding some value here. It's a TP from King, but fake presence. It's meant to cause some concern for them. This one going straight back into spawn. Valent is making sure to clear. Towards backside just in case. Common position here for the Omen ult, especially when you're going into the B exec, and that's what they're making it feel like. Right in the hands of blows. The trouble is, there's no reaction on the other side. Orbs are being picked up, and LEV are willing to slow this down.
Another opportunity for King to show his problem solving.
Jog. Jump spots. He stays onto the line. That is nasty.
You're telling me that wasn't through a wall and hitting his leg?
Okay.
How?
Pixel perfect, apparently. Deep angle from LEV. He is hard committed here. Needs to be very worried. Bailout from Trent is essential with this Odin spam, because otherwise he's going to be hard committed onto the corner, yet still unaccounted for. Flash forwards. Anticipating there's going to be that re-peek here, and there is indeed, but all controlled, all contained. Flawless from G2, desperately needed.
They take the tack timeout, and the two duelists step up. Working together to push Jorg onto a deep line at the beginning of the round. That worked perfectly. And LEV feasts on them as they come back into that A split. Really sharp from both of those players. Having to step up to handle their opposition on the other side.
Yeah. Not out of the danger just yet here for G2 for Viatan. 5 players now gearing up towards this A site.
King trying to make it feel like a default, throwing that smoke out over towards B. Cleared by a recon though.
Soundbait by Spike. Moves away, he's hoping that feels like it's that fake pressure. There are Thorns though to supplement this defense, and anchor spot of Valen could do some serious work. Pops the stars for himself to play in, but he meets his match. It's a Bucky inside. And now just hands over the upgrade. This is full side control now, give it up, but a bit of spam for the... Okay, that'll do it. Into the floorboards. Spike eventually toppled, finished here. King does commit down to the plan though, gets it into that post scenario. Run it back forwards. Paranoia to try and counteract it. Util and ult are being met. The match. Baby, but a spam into the corner. He does catch it onto King. Just enough, and he's going fishing for a little bit more. I'll not be able to find it. Delay util is still intact here from LEV, but surely should be running out soon enough. How do we get past the players' positions? That's the second question of things. Sado is going to try and hold back the onslaught occurring through this door angle. And LEV, he's going to be able to run over them, but time ticking. Alongside this Spike, spam from the Odin, making it uncomfortable blows, twisting as well, turning around. Time is run entirely out. G2 trying to make a rapid go of things here, but they can't do it at all. Leon, final few moments, pure brilliance on display.
LEV do such a good job of just bleeding out utility. There are massive amounts of util for G2 to use. There's you got a double flash from both of your duelists, and yet by the time they go for this retake, this portion of the round, they're dry peeking into Neon, into Sato.
Yeah.
Because all of that util has just come out in the wash. 3 opportunities for LEV to close things out here on Ascent. And Sato remains at the top of the scoreboard, ult in the back pocket. Are they looking to keep it simple and drive things home on B?
Looks like it. Whole pack of players are grouped up now, waiting for it. That stun, definitely a cause for concern. Even the big reveal as well from that dart. So
you just saw both duelists on the dart.
It's a bit of an indicator, but
and King, he doesn't like the look of that.
Take flight.
That is a nasty shot that Trent is throwing.
Yeah.
And the prediction timing on it is perfection.
It's preempting it when they want to re-clear mid with this drone. Broken. TP back and away.
King calling for the repop, but there's 3 players here looking to defend. No Vice util.
It's going to be hard. Switch is going to be flipped here, but you got to be careful. Keep the guns out in a situation like this. Flash forwards. Neodin, well, just cycling through the util, not too sure what to do with it. Leafers is being absolutely bombarded. The bullets are more. Talking to the corner. Sato with that ult. He's ran down Trent. Access to the site now opened up, but a Cosmic Divide. This is to try and play G2 back in, and they need it. Got to win this one to see if they can stay alive in Ascent. Otherwise, they will be going to Pearl at that disadvantage. Big Dan and a big reveal onto 2 players now. The shot does miss and go wide. G2 trying to ramp up, see if they can take this one, but Cosmic Divide is kind of working against them. Still running forwards, barreling over these players, but a stray shot through the wall. It's enough to do G2 in. 13-9 is the finish on Ascent. We will look towards Pearl, but this time it is LEV firmly in that driving seat.
When you get LEV on their comfort rolls in comfort territory,
do this.
Yeah.
And that was the turning point where they just went on an absolute tear of rounds. And honestly, it was pace. It was playing together.
Yeah, it was playing together, and it was playing those retakes in 5v5 like brawls, basically. Yeah. Matching the tempo that LEV were playing at, but not losing players early on. And LEV, they do have a lot of tactics to be able to generate those early fights, those early picks.
G2, it's a deep horn that wasn't broken here. King is looking to just maintain control over towards that mid angle.
It's a mix-up from LEV, contacting fully in.
Almost anticipated. There is Thorns waiting for it. There's a flash being held of the contact of 1 player into mid. Meanwhile, over towards B, what is going on over here? The trade is intact with Trent finding it. Neon, though, flashed up into the corner. Hasn't stopped him just yet, though. He is still rattling off these shots and still finding kills for it. Spike takes up that horse control. Good luck trying to root them out from a spot like this. Trent in a 1v3 to high-low. You can see Spike swinging immediately. Perhaps off that contact. Not baited just yet. Waiting it out. Trent just trying to ISO and hope that he can hunt down at least one of these heads to find 1 player or 2. Potential there. Maybe if he could clear through them, but it's Leviathan at the end of the day with a pistol round win early on here.
One of the hallmarks of trophy lifting teams is that they can adapt. They can change the way that they want to approach the games. And I think all throughout this series, you've seen LEV reinvent themselves. They do a complete contact, even into the defense smoke, before popping out on B, really messing with these ideas. Previously, they were very fast, very noisy, very aggressive at the start of these rounds, and they are putting twists and turns to disrupt the prep and the anti-stratting that G2 will have done.
Scary team.
Yeah, I didn't realize LEV had these layers.
Evolving before our very eyes.
Oh
Neon! If he went down, it wouldn't have been the biggest problem in the world. He's only carrying the headhunter bullets, but he still takes 2 lives down and even gets out.
That's ridiculous. The first kill
shot was unbelievable.
Yeah, the first kill's amazing onto a jumping Neon. Yeah. There's a reason that's been nerfed, but Neon doesn't care.
We'll see it now, min-maxing towards the bitter end. They see that, yep. Well, no resistance here. There's an orb to be grabbed if they want to really go for it, but deep onto the flank is a rapid approach. These G2 players getting a bit of a move on. It's going to be heard.
Yeah, and instead they played a little safer. Sato going for the spike plant. Looking to try to take these fights. As you said, he's looking to optimize. He's picked up the Ghost. He wants to take these duels.
Yeah, he's already 2 away.
And he's got the hot hand. Sato's been amazing in this series.
He's been on a 10. You've just cursed him live. So.
It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. He gets the death. He's 1 away from his ultimate. He came into that with a Ghost. He's been working the magic when it matters.
Yeah, it is big. Spotting out the last 2 stragglers. Yeah, that's Spike for you. Okay. Just glides in and just decimates the opposition now. Big lead here for LEV. They came into this with, honestly, not that strong of a buy. I think some of these players are going to be saving a lot of money. Neon, he's got 5.4k in the bank. And let's, yeah, those shots early, I mean. First one is just unbelievable.
Yeah, the first one's amazing. And Neon's got so much talent. He really does. Sato's one away, like I said, from getting his ult online. But it's Spike, actually, that was the tip of the spear last time these two teams clashed on Pearl. In fact, it was both Neons. Jorgamo, too, on the attack side, was a monster.
Yeah, he's finding his moments. Bit delayed there with a C's overhead. There's no emphasis being placed by G2. They don't actually want to fight over this. It's just a feign and condition. Keep you guessing as to whether or not there is going to be some presence behind the C's for future rounds.
If you put people in advanced positions, if you play forward on defense, you offer opportunities for LEV to get those first picks. You are seeing a G2 that are entrenched in their positions, map after map. They are dropping back into the most defensive spots they can possibly play, even at barrier drop. This is not a normal way for G2 to play their defense, but they are adjusting to deal with LEV.
Jorg has been on this angle multiple times in stage 1, and he usually is going to be getting value from it. Slight jiggle, looking for info. Running back now, going to be sent flying through that main avenue, and is spammed down. The entrenched positions you were talking about.
Yeah, good horn. Yeah.
Not to be removed, and Jorg always keeping his movement ajar in terms of the positioning. Fast lane, and even found a little bit of a pocket. Not anticipated, but it is there. Reciprocated by King, gets that kill online. A lot of damage done. Molly up towards that pit avenue. You've got to be careful here, but it's sidestep for now.
Can they counter spam?
Finding it difficult to get in here. Yeah, the counter spam from the Odin. This is going to be deadly. LEV, they don't want anything to do with it, actually. Calling for the mad dash and pivot over towards the B side, but there's thorns, stars, everything going to be waiting for them.
But they go around the Vice wall. So they're not giving the immediate interaction for Baby Bay to pop it off.
There's 12 seconds left, though. They just got to try and find a way back into this one. Baby Bay might be a critical kill. There's 8 seconds, lay it down! And somehow he's finding it despite needs to be picked up. Sato, no choice now and no more time to work with. The round, I mean, fully won out. Baby Bay, what a play.
Unmonitored by Leviathan. For whatever reason, they didn't think that Heaven would be the natural place that he would peek from. Looking to smoke it off, I suppose, rather than just hold it with guns out. And he takes the timing as the smoke blooms. And then the spam is just perfect.
It's perfect spam.
It really is. The King instantly facepalm. He realizes he's let that one slip away. They might have been able to get the spike down on A. They were worried about Trent.
It would have been tough, certainly, but
they keep doing chip damage on the bonuses. They do keep softening up G2's economy.
I mean, the economy the entire time in the series. We've had rounds where both teams have been weakened. Either run the weaker weaponry sometimes, just mixing in the rifles.
I don't think Jorgamo minds having the judge in his hand, though.
Yeah, probably not.
And Trent being able to keep the Odin, Baby being able to keep a rifle, it's not too bad out here.
Yeah. But Neon was saving up all of his pocket money, so he's got the operator now.
I don't know if the op is going to really find too much value because G2 are starting the rounds
I mean, they're so
far away. I mean, they are doubled up in secret currently. Jorg is the only player forwards, and you wouldn't want to mess with him here.
Hello, peek. It's going to be disjointed, though, with that judge. Hold on, this is difficulties. Fast lane. Won't do a lot to stop the bullets. It's a good trade here by Spike. They call again for the pause and again the slowdown, but this has been at least evidence of it causing difficulties from that last round because the thorns were a real problem.
Anytime you can get Sato down early in the round. I mean, you heard us talking about his first kill to first death stats. They're ridiculous.
Walking away forwards. You have 30 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, they've got a player monitoring the wall. It's only Trent here, but Trent was enough to stop the hit last time alone.
I mean, this is really tricky for Leviathan right now. You've got to see if he can get a bit of a move on. It's a good tag. Trent's pushed out of that pit position where he could have just freely spammed with the Odin to try and get them out and through. It's a big reveal onto the side, and they're not expecting it. It's still Spike will go down. Jumping and hopping around. Making it difficult. The timing. Leaf completely jumps and pounces on the chance to collapse onto these players. It leaves it all into Neon's hands, but 1v4. Just for that operator, he's going to look to see if he can save it for another day.
Trent is looking so good here in his defensive positions over towards A. I don't know how he doesn't get caught in that round. He is jumping back into Secret, but Valen's got his back. But they are having to commit so many resources because G2 are so far back with their defensive setups. LEV are getting nothing for the first minute and a half of the round. And King has yet to adjust to keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. At some point, he is going to realize I can take a lot more space than I'm assuming. And that's the point, by the way, at which G2 can start changing things up themselves.
Start running those trap plays perhaps of their own.
But Trent has been a nightmare for them to deal with if they're looking to end over towards A. You have to commit so many resources to getting that Odin out of position.
Difference in terms of the setup defensively for G2 again. This time delayed with the recall. As the star's being used, fight to be taken though out towards our main angle. Valorant is going to be cleaned up.
And they've chosen an anti-eco to do it. So now there's a gun drop down for Blows or King to try to pick up.
Potentially retrievable, and there it is.
That is dangerous. You do not want to be giving Blows a gun. Did you not watch Haven?
This guy was doing demonic things. And again, they call for just silence. I mean, Sato has earned up another big ult with a runner back once more.
Yeah, I think this defensive adjustment was one round too early for G2. Would have liked to see it in the next. I like the idea of the defensive mix-ups, but here it's put them down into a 4v5.
Leaving it all on Jorg's shoulders over towards B. He has the wall to give him a bit of peace of mind, but no one's holding Art. I mean, there's a world where they just circumvent all of it, walking straight past, but timing not taken. LEV going to use the recall to see if they can get all the way back in. No way!
He messed up a movement.
Couldn't escape. Not from the sight line. It's Neon who just plucks him straight out that picture, and now we see them making moves over towards that B site. Getting a bit of ground to plant down as well with no real pushback once more.
It's a cautious approach to this map.
They got to save.
Yeah. We saw Neon saving in a prior round, looking to hold on to the operator, and here G2 just trying to hold on to this weaponry.
Yeah, and normally, best of fives, when they get into this territory, you're map 4, map 5 potentially, you start to see teams just throw caution to the wind. They want to speed things up. They get a bit antsy because that marathon, you know, you only have so much energy to expend doing this, but this has been a slow grind of a series between these squads, and they haven't been one-sided maps, I'll tell you that much.
No, I'd be surprised if Pearl was as well. Because the form that the LEV players are in currently, I'd expect them to do better than they did last time against G2. And for G2, a lot of that success came with having some really, really nice ideas on their attack to be able to set up Jorg. This half already showing how close it is. You're right, though, that there is this big gap in mid. This is, I think, why Jorgamo was playing with the Judge over towards Art a lot, because he's conditioned to be afraid of Art. And so that pathing that the attackers could take through Art and then wrapping back around past the Vice wall, King doesn't really want to go for it, I think, because you are worried about some kind of defensive setup in Art. G2's going to take a timeout here, though. They're not happy about how that round went.
Declining map of Pearl.
Let's see what this adjustment is. Is Josh going to get them to increase the tempo, go for trap plays, or just let King slowly bleed that clock down on his own?
Oh, it's the same setup.
Pushing up to pillar, though.
Yeah, Duelist pushed up again as the recall star comes out. It's going to be sending it flying forwards. Stunned to see if they can stop anybody from taking that space. It does give them the peace of mind nobody's crossed up to the box.
LEV like to take that space with the recon dart, though, and now they're on an incredibly long cooldown. 40 seconds before Blows would have that. Certainly not going to wait for it.
No.
Spike normally will send some kind of stun to the back of pillar, but King's been wanting them to contact a lot more in this match.
There's that tech. Slight jiggle. Just with the phone out, so don't give away too much of your body onto that angle. Trent just getting the information he was looking for. The orb is given up, conceded. Spike has got his overdrive as a result of it, and now steadily moving back over towards A. There's not a lot of space that LEV have got.
But Neon's holding angles over towards A, so at least he knows that Jorg isn't deep. And I think the read right now is Valen's holding really passive positions.
Yeah.
So we don't have to work too hard to get the space on the map back, but look at the clock, man.
Yeah, 35 seconds, man. There's Thorns to stunt and stop them once more. We'll see how they deal with it. The flash is pretty good. It's going to be slowing them down. Now we see it, the Thorns going to be deaded preemptively. We're going to stop them. Molly into the back of it. Spike wants to at least dominate some of these smoke positions with Shorty in hand. Up towards that backside control, but Spam could be the name of the game. Blindly firing, looking for what they can get done. LEV do get that plant down, and where is King off to? Who's on the other side of the map right now? G2 increase the pace. Everybody's leaving away from this. I mean, Neon's gone down towards main. You have a star to potentially play around with the pull, but this is dangerous tidings for LEV. You're conceding a lot of this space now, and the kills are already flooding through for G2. Steel Garden overlapped. This game of timings has been missed entirely, but no one's still onto the defuse. It's been watchful, but turned. King, and accounted for. Defuse being stuck all the way. It doesn't matter about no flank timings. King caught in the end and blows. Probably not long for the world on 20 HP. It's G2 to get themselves back into it. It is so damn cautious.
Yeah, what a strange round. G2 are afraid to make any mistake before the plant goes down, and then LEV are afraid to make any mistake when the plant goes down. Both teams giving way too much respect to their opponent, in my opinion. You got to test the limits a little bit more than that.
Let's go!
LEV basically rolled out the red carpet for G2's retake there, and Baby Bay, after he grabbed the kill, ripping the steel garden, all but secures it.
Operator. Been conditioning like they're fighting over a lot of this space. The drone girl. LEV not bothered by it. It's good info as well. Good movement from Jorg. Rest of LEV as well. They set their sights towards this lane angle. They're already deep past this point. So now putting the pressure and the heat turned up entirely. It's a pull. Hunter's Fury all going to be offloaded. Jorg just trying to sidestep most of this one, but the one tag to connect. To leave. Run it back forward still. His claim to the life. Now move forwards as well. Jorg not willing to let that space go to waste. Immediately asserts himself back onto the lane angle, and LEV have been stopped in their tracks.
Really good defensive B-Link from G2. The way that Jorg and Leaf played off each other there was pretty perfect. What a risk from Jorg to keep pushing up.
The barrel is going to be pointing out potentially. The timing's missed.
Perfect angle.
Yeah,
absolutely
it is.
Perfect. And Jorg is the only player right now on G2 that's allowed to be off the leash a little bit. You saw him early on with the judge pushed up, the only player pushed up. Here with the op, taking him for a walk. Doing a great job of just filling in that space behind Leaf's ultimate.
Yeah.
And causing big problems for Leviathan.
Yeah, just as one player. I mean, there's no supportive util behind him. This is, something that G2 are kind of used to, I think, as well. They just leave Jorg to create some space or hold it down by himself. He's not supported entirely, but he's that kind of player.
One of the things that I think LEV have done best with this young team is playing to win in all scenarios.
Yeah.
Taking the play, making the risk that you
left.
need to be able to win a game, rather than playing cautiously and just hoping that your opponents are going to make mistakes. Last couple of rounds, feels like they've lost that a little bit. That killer instinct doesn't quite seem to be there to the same degree, and you can understand why if they want to throw a mix-up into things and run a little bit of a slower pace game. But they need to be moving that little bit deeper. If you've got the read by now, after the first quarter of the game that G2 has sat back, where's the next layer? Where's the abuse of that?
Jump on it, but now G2 are applying potentially a little bit of that conditioning. We're seeing pings on the map from LEV towards Art, but G2 are grouped up for a bit of a fight into A main.
Yeah, funnily enough, Baby Bay's actually swapped where his Vice Wall is. Previously in B-Link, basically every time, and now it is in Art.
Walking up. Here at Footsteps and a flash, it's going to be blinding a lot of them now. It's, again, counterplay here with a util, but it's all gone a little bit wrong there for G2. Still barely able to get out.
It was a nice idea.
Yeah, conceding the space.
Jorg missed his stun a little bit there, I think. G2 tried to run a trap play of their own, but they don't look quite as drilled and practiced as LEV do.
No.
On the other side of the map, though, there's none of that pushing things even further from Neon. I want these lurkers of Neon and King to be trying to push the envelope a little bit.
Really scared of taking a risk right now.
Yeah, but you do have to play to win in matches like this, with this much on the line.
You can't just sit back because you're one map up. G2 are experienced enough that they will punish you for that. 50 seconds around. Drone's going to be used through main. That deep insert of blows just causing issues. A lot of attention being drawn towards him. The Waldo, as soon as this gets triggered, Jorg is waiting on the side. It's triggered. Perhaps preemptively. I think they might have wanted to coordinate jumping over that one together. There's only about 30 seconds again. These slow rounds have been the killer for LEV, biding their time. Neon, it's an excellent kill. It's returned immediately, though, by Baby Bay, and he's making sure to shore up the gaps. Are we going into Con? What is the play here? Cosmic Divide, I don't think they even know. Back to A, they're all the way through. Jorg, he's filling in the gaps now, collecting all sorts of kills with Spike. Will answer it back. In for that main angle, Spike. He has the spike in his hands. Blows covers the angle anyway. Plant needs to go down.
9 seconds, and they've just managed to do it. LEV somehow, in the midst of all of that scramble, found themselves an open site. But now they've got to play a post plant and not just allow G2 to walk back in.
Pure chaos, but they have inserted Spike. Is that first obstacle to be removed for G2? Close onto the default angle to see if it is preempted. Yes, snaps to the side by Leaf. Now into that 2v2. Shotgun's rebounding, but already Blows is spotted out entirely. And Sato, he's on a flank timing right now. Time is of the essence. Blows just needs to pull as much of it as possible out of them. Collecting the kills forward again. LEV shuts it down.
It's another disadvantaged situation that G2 win in an A retake. LEV tried to be disciplined, but nobody swings off Spike's contact, and this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. If you give respect to G2, they will beat you around the head with it. They've won trophies for a reason. Yeah. This team is incredible. The player quality is incredible. There have been times across the last few years where you could have picked out any of the G2 players and talked about them being best in the world at various different moments. And Leaf is no exception. He closes that one out by winning the head-to-head against Sato. And now the money is looking weird for LEV.
Yeah, it's all over the place, but they have a tour de force. At least the player around for Neon. He's making sure diligence shown. He's clearing all the angles, but it could be a player.
Well, he found an opening over here towards B and then got traded immediately. So maybe they're thinking, if we can just play a slow round and group up, we can trade out on B.
One drop down, but now with that fast lane as well. It does signal quite a bit, trying to play inside of this one. It's a great stun, Spike.
Oh,
all the way through. Wonderful work, yet still, Baby Bay ran down. Leaf did manage to find a kill in the midst of all of it. King to tap. He's looking for the next level and layer out of G2's game plan to see if they will open this up, see if they can take a fight. This time a hard committal. Flash forwards, Prowler as well. This is going to be pushing him back into spam from the heaven angle. Damage done to Spike, yet still kicking. Bullet to the brain of Leaf.
I have the spike.
Quick shots to try and see if they can get the punish. Trent is way out into the open into heaven, but now tucking towards it. Spike still not down here for Leviathan, but the longer they wait, the worse it gets. G2, I've got it all watched, and now retreating.
30 seconds
More
left.
passive positions, realizing it is that 1v2 for Neon. You have 25 seconds. He's gearing up to go in a different direction. This is very unanticipated.
There's only 20 seconds left, though. At some point, he has to make noise.
He's cutting it close. He's really cutting it close. He doesn't want to have to make noise because he doesn't know if they're in spawn. But there's 13 seconds at some point. You've got to run the time. And now they hear it. Signs of life towards it. They immediately turn their attention like hounds on the scent. Looking to see if they can shut this one down. And they got to know that Neon has to plant this now. It's playing for the win cons. Jorgon just runs him down. Rendezvous. Back to safety. 2 HP. Still alive, and that means there's still a chance. Holding his nerve, but again, when it comes to the Odin spam, what can you do?
Creative way of trying to play that, Neon.
Yeah.
But G2 lock it up. Had the better weaponry. Managed to scrap out in the midst of that B exec. And take the lead 6-3. This is why Neon is getting nerfed. This is what Spike just did there. Absolutely overwhelming the defensive anchor player. And that would have been a cute little magician's trick if Neon could have somehow pulled that one out. But these rounds are now going very rhythmically the way of G2.
Yeah.
LEV have really not put together anything.
Nothing, I think, that should be forcing this level of pace from LEV. A couple of things to navigate, of course, but we'll see what they've got up their sleeves. Other side of the timeout now with Neon holding on to the operator. Okay, setting the fast lane up towards that art area, but anticipated. G2, they're taking it one step further. Dominating, complete control, and a collapse onto the players of Leviathan. He can't hold up against it.
What a read coming out of the timeout.
That's a crazy read.
Amazing adjustment. Anticipating the LEV were going to do something more aggro, a little bit pacier, instead of contacting around the map. And Jorg, again, is the one that's let off the leash a little bit. He just goes running around in mid.
His fast lane causes so many problems.
Yeah.
Cuts up all the sight lines. They can't trade out effectively. LEV are just ISO'd.
And Baby Bay's just there providing the support. He's been so solid. Absolute rock-solid player, Baby Bay.
Yeah, ever since they've consolidated his roles. I mean, there's a point that Wyatt brought up the other day, but he's been flourishing ever since they've simplified the game for him, Vice and Chamber.
Yeah, funnily enough, this meta actually works fairly well for G2 if they can lean into it. Can Trent close?
He's holding this angle. Almost snaps to it. A lot of damage done, though. He does reveal his position, and he might have to cross up into this. Neon posted up onto the high ground. Dart towards the back. Yeah, in danger of being spammed, and that's exactly what Blows is planning for. Plant. He's going to go down here. Cosmic Divide is being committed. G2 are not trying to let anything slip, and it has separated the players momentarily. and just locks on, snaps to the dome of blows. Electrocuted here, and Neon forced to scurry away.
Yeah, he just wants to keep the operator into this one. Heading towards round 11. G2 have done enough to be able to close things out there. As soon as they recognize where both of those LEV players are, you see the defensive rotate immediately. The comms looking good. They get up to 7. And this next half was great from G2. Last time we saw it, their attack side, they had so many good ways of setting up Jorgamo. This is his map. Yeah. He looks so at home here.
He's dominating. You can see just that wall being utilized. Cuts it up. Spike has no idea where these players might be because of it.
Jorg will be looking forward to playing on the global stage too. He's like a fish in water.
He really is, man. He is at home when the lights are shining brightest.
Here they go again.
Another fast play, yeah, this is to put the punish onto Leviathan once more, and it does force that reaction to the runner back being used. A lot of presence. Leaf is just looking for a bit of that space. Danger there. Trips a trademark in the process too.
Yeah, that's not bad value actually. And Phoenix ult used on both sides. LEV can be happy that they have mid control and diffuse that early attempt from G2 at creating chaos.
Yeah.
But now you've got to be worried, okay, do G2 have slightly more forward positions? I think Josh has called really nice adjustments coming out of Ona's timeout.
Flash peek. Control over towards lane.
All right, look at the angle that Leaf is holding currently in A main. This is something that they haven't been doing very much, is taking risks like this. I could absolutely see it working as King wanders back in.
It's a great time forward, especially Jorg is posted up watching this one. He is weak. He's going to be watching for the push. Contact play out of Art.
Yeah, how clean a LEV?
We'll see. Yeah, but with these players, Jorg still claims one, but a trade is instantaneously. Now, what do they do about A main control? That's the question. That needs to go down! Second guessing, hold on, double take. And now we see that wall propped up. Recall with the star, adjusting, that is just disgusting! Leaf, he's locking onto the craniums now. Hot hand feeling it. And now the rest of the kills can just flood and flow all the way in. Spike trying to put a stop to it! Glides and slides his way into the back, but time is again completely out of it. LEV, it's the one resource that they never have enough of in these moments right now, but Spike is doing his best, but time, there's no time at all. Biding his time, hold on. That is unbelievable! Leaf, the composure! He doesn't fire a bloody shot!
That is a brilliant play by Leaf. He has dominated that round and shows you mechanics, intelligence, the full package.
How do you win a round by not firing a shot?
Oh, that's amazing.
That's ridiculous.
As soon as Spike doesn't clear him, the adrenaline must have been surging.
No way.
And he's just thinking, do I shoot? Do I shoot? Crazy. The tension on Josh's face as well.
Experience diff made manifest in a moment like that. Jorg now with that up and still adjusts. That's Neon brought down. Fast and loose though. That's the way that LEV want to play for this final round of the half. As an overdrive had already ripped his way across alongside the Ultimates, looking to see if they can once more pave a path forwards into this. Jorgamo sweeping in and out, and he's managed to wrangle it. Control of the rifle, puts down Spike forwards to Sato. Looking for a bit more here, but it's being watched for. Ground down to Pulp. Not much you can do from a spot like that. The risky business, you got the Spike down, but a 2v5 now is what LEV are staring at for G2. It has been dominant on this half. Trent will take first contact. He was willing to go down regardless. The flash forwards, they know exactly where King is. And a 4-piece to finish up the half. Jorgamo on fire.
Jorg and Leaf are amazing currently for G2 on Pearl. This is their map. Last couple, if you were looking at the Phoenix head-to-head, Sato has been all over Leaf. And now in this half, that combo has been on fire. Jorg has gone through every gun in the game, by the way.
Yeah.
He's looking amazing on them all.
Judge, Bucky, Odin, operator now.
It's an incredible half and a great adjustment called by G2. King was looking lost with his attack side call in there.
LEV needs something desperately at this point.
12, 4 of Leviathan were in kindergarten. It's crazy. 4 years old, Neon was.
Mad. It is an insane stat line. Gives us all hope.
Brother, you are washed.
I am washed. Yeah, there's no hope for me.
Lev looking to take this fight maybe over towards double doors as G2 just back off. Might miss the timing here for a brawl.
Yeah, walking up steadily behind this one, though.
They feinted as if it was going to be some kind of A split, but Neon's giving them good information on a fairly deep line in A main. And so Lev can keep 3 players on B. That'll be still a fairly strong side of the map as G2 look to run an exec.
Gearing up for it.
It was Jorgamo's entries that were absolutely on fire on the attack side last time these two teams played.
Time to see if he can do it again. Frenzy in hand. Sets the pace forwards, though. There is no overgenaring about this one. A couple of straight shots, a bit of spam. Empties almost out the entire clip, so...
They're backing it up.
Backing it up. You have 40 seconds, no control of A main.
They don't like the fact that they hit into the Phoenix Molly and the stun there.
I mean, this is dangerous to do, to be honest. You have 30 seconds yet. They've realized we don't have enough time for this.
They're turning it into a bit of a fake rotate.
They're trying to
looking to try to take contact against Neon, push him off the line, but Neon's already dropped back.
If King spots it, maybe they're going to hear the rumble of the footsteps. King's running away. It's been called for. Neon, I think he hears that sound pressure and cues. Forwards is the play again. 12 seconds remaining. Open sight and open access to the plant now. Could have been some pushback, but what a pull.
Great calls.
Push and pull. Listen, it continues. This is so damn risky. Jorgamo! An adjustment there in hand with that frenzy and just barely staying alive. Baby gets out of dodge. Flash forwards. Sato looking to see if he can lay claim to a little bit of this space. Same with Neon, but what is going on? Flustered. Not anticipating there could be a player back holds. It's Trent who puts the punish on, and now ring around the roses, making it difficult for Sato. No comfortable spot for him to try and play around. Too much to account for. Still adjusts. It's a good one. Snaps towards it. Now he needs to stick it. Sato can only do it all. And so much in the face of that. Didn't have the time to play with. It's Valin with a bullet to the brain. He'll get that pistol round now for G2 up to 10 rounds.
What a call in this round. You can tell that it wasn't pre-planned because they were almost going to go for a 5-person rotate A and then turned it into a soundbait fake. Completely sold it. Leaf gives his life, but I want to put the highlight on Jorgamo because he makes the play that they need to convert that round 4v5. And that's what you talk about him being at his best in high-pressure moments because he makes plays like that.
Yeah. And Lev right now have been playing like they don't have that dog in them currently. Risky stuff on display, of course, on the eco, but Neon, you're caught way out of open. Just praying that he could get maybe a kill with a headhunter. Pulled all the way back. The other eco stack of Lev is rapidly approaching to see if they can see any sort of damage, but full side being cleared.
Yeah. Throwing the spike over towards Leaf as well. He's pretty far away from gathering up his Phoenix ultimate, but if he charges forwards and tries to take on these quad players left alive for Lev, could certainly make something happen.
He did invest everything. I mean, could swap around Bulldog and a Spectre, see if he can run down, see if supercharge the ultimate, but not going to.
While Leaf hunts for this.
Oh, he's still going for it.
Yeah, he's going to keep trying to do something here. Lev players looking to try to control. G2's bonus round idea was all based around Jorgamo last time. G2 are going to be heading into that bonus again, and they were looking in their previous match to try to abuse the trip. So keep an eye on that one. G2 ran through mid, walled off the trip, and got Jorg on a flank through water. Really deep pathing on the bonus. G2, I'm sure, will have some different kind of idea for how to keep this snowball going. They've won so many rounds in a row here. Round 5 just feels like a blip.
Yeah. Barely anything on the board here for Leviathan. They haven't been able to keep it moving, put anything together to even have a chance of trying to close out the series here.
So this is the trip that I was talking about. And they were able to get pathing all the way through deep water last time on the bonus. Lev not thinking about that same strat happening again, deciding to group up heavy on B.
Yeah, big fight willing to take place here with a fast lane. Flash through, Haunt on the other side of things here. This is the danger zone for these Lev players, yet Spiky still comes up with the goods. Finds it forward, same with Sato. Raining down a lead. It's enough to get a collection of kills. Keeps them in this round and more.
They find a brawl and they win it. I think much more comfortable situations like that.
Yeah, able to set the pace, I think, as well, reacting towards it, and it's that individuality on display that you see Gives LEV that round win here. Beautiful shots, but they have a long road ahead if they want any chance of trying to drag out this map to the bitter end.
I think the more that they can try to create those teamfight brawls, the better they'll be. The slow, contacty style that they bring out every now and then, it doesn't seem to really favor the players. When I see Spike and Sato brawl in fights like that, that's where they look their most comfortable.
Yeah.
When they run those set, fast rounds on attack.
Can't keep them caged.
Yeah. So it might be for G2 to try to avoid those fights wherever they happen. See if they can bob and weave.
Flash and a take. With lane stun as well, that does push them back.
Two duelists for LEV just holding hands and roaming around the map looking for fights.
Yeah, up towards Art now. Again, contact plays. That's what it's called for here. They are really just gearing up. They want to fight. They want to scrap. Valin looking to contain, and not just the bullets. Going straight past the ears of both players there. Missed the timing on it. They back themselves up. LEV don't overextend. Neon's deep position. It's concerned that he could get punished here, but the fast lane's going to be propped up regardless to try and fake that B presence. Does push back Neon off the B line. It leaves a little bit of unawareness here. LEV, there's question marks across the map that they haven't re-cleared.
Yeah, they've had to drop fairly heavy off the A site right now. Where is Valin leading the troops? They're going back into a B split.
Maybe feeling, I mean, they definitely keep him, Leviathan side guessing, they're keeping us guessing too.
They've got a flash and a horn to try to get out, but this is a very tight choke
30
point.
seconds
Yeah,
left.
spot the presence here. Thorns into the back of Hall. He's going to know that Neon's there. Now he's spotted out where the players are. That's the confirmation that LEV were looking for now. They're going to send it flying through regardless to try and help him out. Spike is forwards now into the back of the Halls, baby. It's a good trade. Intact in sight. G2 lined up for Sato and just tears through them.
That's what you were seeing from the guy on Ascent. He's been a little quiet here on Pearl, but the more that he can get involved, the better it's going to look. Let's take another step forwards. Trying to make this come back a reality. But like you said, Ren, it is a long, long road. Baby was like a turret in this spot too. They needed that little bit of grace with Sato finding two lined up.
It's going to keep them in this map for a little bit longer.
It's going to break the economy of G2 as well.
Yeah.
And if you can keep them on the ropes like this and keep breaking their eco over and over again.
It's always these rounds, though.
It is, it is. Yeah, whenever you have a comeback cooking.
Yeah.
You take your foot off the gas at one point against an eco. And next eco.
Yeah, maybe next eco. Maybe not now. Overdrive, though, for Jorg.
Yeah, Jorg will look like a menace in this round, though.
Yeah, it's got a bucket, too. So, see what they do with it. Contact for now, but looking to probably explode out when they get close.
He's 5-1 in first duels on this map.
Might be looking to add another one to the tally here. Maybe taking that first contact, trying to feign like it's just a lurking Sentinel play, perhaps, but they're running them all the way down now. Lines it up there from the Prowler, forced to respect it. Neon just all the way back here, but a sees, connects, and now just missing the mark. Slightly across it, Spike delivers it straight into the back, evens it out, and more. Gets them the advantage they were looking for. Maybe as low as anything now. Spike's going to be using an overdrive of zone, but he just bides his time for now. Straight through the window. Oh, he's going to be sent flying forwards, baby Bay. Just missing the mark there. Couldn't quite collect it onto the heads. Trent from a spot like this. 1v3. He's hoping for the best here, just rattling off shots, but it's not going to be doable, not in the face of the rifle. So they navigate the danger that is that eco.
Yeah, Jorg got the opener. He's 21-11, but guess who's right there with him? Matching him pace for pace throughout this map. Spike.
Yeah, he's straight there, isn't he?
Spike is doing great. What a story this guy has as well. Wins Ascension, one of the big Neon players that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then comes in, Tier 1, plays for 2G, and we're like, these guys, they didn't play with their full roster. They don't actually look that hot. But Spike himself had quite a lot of potential. Now he's returned on a different team and back to the Neon with a chance to win Americas.
Potentially.
Incredible stuff.
Trophy in the middle of the stage. Waiting to see receive the grips of any of these players on either side of the stage. There's the punish. It's King. Just sidestep inside that one into the fast lane. An adjustment onto the horn, but not enough. Trent to get a trade off, but still.
He is alone with the spike.
He is alone with the spike, and
he needs
reinforcements.
reinforcements.
Player down. He does need the reinforcements. But I call for that risky play. Hold on, they just decided to take the fight straight to him. It's a flash forwards, and Spike is so on top of it. Incredibly sharp shooting. With every round, it's LEV that get a little bit closer.
Good caution as well. Good discipline to reconnect with Neon instead of trying to take that fight alone.
Yeah.
No opportunity for Baby Bay to get back in.
It's a wide face here. Faked out the first shot, but not too sure if you want to go back into that. You have 50 seconds to play with.
It's a very tough situation that Baby Bay finds himself in.
It is.
And LEV, their defense side ideas, just double up the duelists at all times.
Timing like this, Blows is ready for it. Goes ahead of the potential reposition. 11-7, LEV are finding ways to get back into this.
They've let the leash off the duelists a little bit.
Yeah.
They've given a lot of freedom here on this defense side for Spike and Sato to double up and roam around looking for fights. King does great, by the way, in this position. But this kind of refight, Spike and Sato are really comfortable in spots like this. Don't call it a comeback, but this is 4 in a row for LEV here.
Yeah, it's feeling definitely real. There's danger here. G2 once more knocked down to weaker guns and weaponry. It's no armor and a rifle for Baby Bay.
Going for a wonder into mid is a dangerous thing to do on an anti-eco like
They don't
this.
care that they've been doing it all series.
Yeah, they have. They've been mixing it up and playing sometimes more aggro on defense when there's more risk. There's been a lot of anti-ecos going either way, though.
Yeah, still Blows. That's a hell of a shot to hit, especially when Leaf is hard committing that one, Jorg. Forwards and through, past that molly, but he takes a ton of damage in the process with that bucket in hand. He's hoping for the right timing here. Happy to just sit, punishing a peek from any potential player.
Oh, V Bucky.
Nightfall even being committed here. This is LEV. They'll have skipped past a lot of this now onto the site. Leaf has got to try and put a stop, and Jungmo does find that kill into the back of pit. A bit of spam, and the dart reveals all. Leaf, who's caught out into the open. Steel Garden. It's been a hell of a situation like this, and his ult's committed at G2. They're trying to convert it, but Spike is way ahead of it. Already fighting them forwards. Have earned onto it, and the kill's flooding through. Trent, there's no way in hell he can batter his way through this one. LEV, they made the most of a round like that, and not just that. I mean, it's G2 throwing ultimates into it.
Yeah, they really thought that one was winnable. They came in with a light buy. I don't mind the idea of throwing some ults in once they'd already got themselves into a position. You know, they find the opening pig. It feels like it could be a spot where they're able to utilize the Steel Garden and make things favored for them when it comes to the economy. But Spike with a shorty in hand turns everything in LEV's favor, and he's now matching Jorgamo at the top of the table.
Silver lining for G2 is perhaps that, you know, there were ults expended on the left side. The Cosmic Divide had to be used, but they are losing grip of this map, and this is the map that's supposed to be the lifeline. It's going to drag them to the 5th.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're G2, you just lost the opportunity to charge up all of those ults and use them in a big rifle round. That's the massive downside of thinking that that previous situation was winnable.
They're struggling. Still in the lead.
Can they tuck?
Yeah, okay. Dodge the timing here, and there's a slight window of opportunity in terms of that timing, but they want to jump on the chance here and now. Cosmic Divide splits up most of the side here. Blows is just happy to concede again most of the space. To play with the rest of the team.
We get to see another post plant for G2. They're normally amazing in spots like this, but they let the last one slip.
Oh, he's forward again. He's just spotted an inclination of these players. They barely put him down, but this guy's going to be respawning soon enough. Neon watching onto the line and the angle. Operator in his hands. And again, the poking and prodding of Leviathan makes it so damn awkward for G2. A lot of committal into this one, but they're already a player down. And now, swiftly overwhelmed, most likely here. Leaf, yeah. Going to be meeting his match, Baby Bay, adjusting, but doesn't expect that other player. Now it just leaves it into Trent's hands. 1v2. They're putting everything into this. Raw spam, a couple of bullets, but King now onto the defuse, sticking and defended in kind. Leviathan, one round at a time is how they've been approaching it, but it is working and paying off to fruition.
These A retakes look extremely drilled from LEV. The players are always going in the same kind of positions, but they're holding hands, they're together, they're trading it out.
One enemy remaining.
I think actually it's G2 having a bit of a wobbler here. Valen walking alone into Neon when they know that that's where the guy is. That's where Jorgamo killed him in the previous retake.
Yeah. series yesterday, don't get me wrong.
They did.
Back to back. We don't often talk about it, but it takes a lot, honestly. It's a mental toll to try and run back multiple high-intensity matches like this. Might be seeing evidence of it now as we see G2 are slowing down. Struggling to get a bit of a move on, but now there's an eco from them. They're taking more risks with it. There's a nice seize and a molly on top of it. A flash forward, so left to try and fight again, but it's a feed that is filled up in teal. Leviathan in complete control.
Another team fight, another brawl, another scrap, another round for Leviathan. I think you can start calling it a comeback. G2 was so in control of that first half. But both teams have only been able to put together basically a pistol and a follow-up on attack. Lev won one rifle round. Who knows? That might make the difference.
Yeah. Genuinely, as odd as that is to say, Lev are one round away from evening it up. A hell of a comeback. Firmly on at this point. And it's all to play for. Flash through the window here. Horns again with the reveal.
Yeah, faking that they're doing that same level of mid-pressure. But Lev clear it really quickly. The Lev players are super confident right now, so Spike and Neon, they go for that little extra peek. But there is going to be pressure on King's plate right now.
He's just jiggling. The extra information just spots a Neon out. Gets the smoke, sidestep. He's going to have to be removing his presence from it. A Prowler catching!
That's accidental!
What is that?
He was shooting the Prowler!
Finds the kill, almost goes down to the Thorns in the process, but he's bought time for the team to get back in.
That's the big player. That's Jorgamo down. That's the guy who was getting the entries and doing the job for G2.
Cut noise. Patience played for by G2.
Remember, they had that round previously where Valen called for them to run back over towards A, turned it into a fake, and they ended up going for the B re-hit. I think that's in the back of Lev's mind here.
Yep,
they're keeping the stack on B.
You have big tools to work with Baby Bay. Critical player, if he can tuck himself into that corner, Steel Garden could obliterate the hold that Lev have onto this one with 35 seconds left to jump spot. Spike's hoping for signs of life right now because they are left guessing, but still, there was a stack of bodies in the right place. Lev, they are in a prime position here. Now they see it. Presence of the players, smokes are going to be popped up and a bit of spam, why not? Sent down into those lines. See if you can hunt and fish for a couple of kills. What is that movement? Leaf somehow avoids it. Still Garden forwards, but Shorty in hands. You don't want to overstep yourself here. The plant does need to go down. Composure held by G2. They don't overplay their hand here, but Leaf! A hero in a moment when G2 needed it. It's an ult earned up, and he's going to use it right here, right now. They cannot let this opportunity slip. And Blows trying to bait out these peaks, bait out the shots. Fade back away, better spam into the corner, but it's a 1v3. Entrenched positions from G2. They do not want to let this round slip away. It took everything. But they're going to be rewarded on the other side of things here. Blows will dish out a bit of damage. It's instantly returned. G2 find that magical 12th.
And Leaf steps up just like he did in the first half. This round is on him, man. Those two kills at the back of halls, he's delivered the goods. This was ridiculous. I mean, what a way for Jorg to fall. But Leaf gets the first, dodges the shot from Neon, who's almost always good for it. And Valen breathes a sigh of relief as Leaf gives him one opportunity here of two to be able to close things out.
One more round, worst case scenario OT, but it is breathing room nevertheless, and G2 found like they were struggling, choking for air really at latter half of this map. Very patient play. Not looking to overextend to any area, give up and make a mistake. There could be spell and defeat in a round.
I'm looking at Blows here. Blows with the Hunter's Fury is going to apply a lot of pressure if the time ends up ticking down. Valen's taking an earlier timing into A main, but Blows has got to survive.
Slamming the mark. And we see it. Molly's going to be sent flying over towards that R position. Fast lane up against it. It's a dart's going to be used for most of this util, but G2 actually do want to take advantage of it. Space given up. Potentially sound cue is going to be heard here by Baby Bay that our control given up, hearing a heavy presence of these players. Lev are grouping up and they're fighting forwards. Flash does connect, swinging through, fighting forwards. Jorgamo trying to put the finishing blow into this Leviathan squad.
The timing.
And drag his team back to the line, but here it is, King and Sato in a 2v2. Still alive and still breathing, still kicking with opportunities, but LEV still towards the back of the site, and now playing it disjointed for now, but this is it. Options have ran dry. King, time running out. You got to get a sprint on, you got to get a move on, and that should be it. Sets it up for that final blow. We are going to map 5.
In the final moments there on Pearl, G2's players put together some big moments back in. Whether that experience will make the difference, because that is the biggest difference between these two squads. G2 have done it all before. G2 have been here many, many times.
4 players, LEV though, grouped up towards this mid angle. You can see a scrap and a brawl potentially quite early, but tiptoeing around it, the potential of the fight. The orb up gives them timing, and this is a classic play. LEV trying to bait these players out into the open, but G2 don't take it. Not the bait for now, though. They're still maintaining that composure, holding their ground. Steady nerves and steady aim is required. In a moment like this, with Spike being dropped early, how the hell do you bail yourselves out of it? Call for the disengage. LEV want to just get out with no more casualties.
Yeah, G2 don't react to try to take a site. Hello? Sato's sticking around.
Sticking around, taking a peek, but in that slight corner, tiny some margins. Leaf takes his head clean off, taking a timing once more. Neon, it's risky business. Eating the boombot in the process. He is weakened as anything. Snaps to the dome, but again, the trade is intact. And so far, all this action just maintained and sent over towards this mid-avenue. No real moves being made towards the other areas of the map. Blows, maybe his turn and time to shine. Hold on, King! Trying to adjust the aim. Blows, waited it all the way out. He's down to 40 HP though, and he hears that timing, missing these players past him.
So far, this has been a pure hero round for LEV. Every player taking their turn to try to walk into the squad of G2.
Blows, he was knife out here. This is unprecedented, really. And Leaf, hold on, he's just turned his attention towards it. Right in the moments, the internal timer in his head, ticking away, realizing, hold up, got to clear that, it's a possibility. Secures a pistol round for G2, desperately needed, like we were saying. They've had an attempt to try and win split against this Leviathan team. Didn't come to fruition for them then.
Yeah, I like at least the confidence that LEV came into this pistol round with. They weren't afraid to go and try to make the play. In fact, a lot of them tried to go and make the hero play to turn that round on its head. And G2 stayed absolutely solid. 5 players, guns out, staring at smokes, waiting for LEV to make that mistake or that hero play, depending on whether or not it works. And LEV closes things with 3 kills in the round. What a monster he was in every round that mattered on Pearl.
That's incredibly pivotal. Looking to carry this one forwards, but going to be taking a bullet to the head instead. Farming up a couple of orbs around the map too. That aiming to try and get Sato online. Want to be claimed, but instead just the speed up here from G2. Called for. It's clean movement.
LEV are going to be fast on the flood on this one.
And then they're going to be ready. Fast lane's ready. Spike, he can utilize this one to try and get his team all the way in. It's one smoke as well, one flash out towards the top, and Spike has already taken up residency over towards the front section of the site, but they could try and clear these G2 players out. Close quarters though, might be where they thrive. Shorty's out and barely enough damage to get it all done, being shredded by the Thorns.
Babybay's utility doing so much here.
It really did just take all the sting and bite out of a round like this, the potential for LEV to get anything done.
Neon has to bait out the wall. Can't wrap around that side of pillar and try to help his team out.
No. Tiny angle here, but these players are just looking to see if they can do a bit of damage. Potentially make it hurt. King spotted out, but he'll want to go down to the spike.
It's a big beginning for G2.
It's a massive one.
A reminder, the last time they played, there were barely any rounds that G2 put together. I think it was 13-4 the final score. So being able to pick up 2 here, just coming out of the pistol in the follow-up. And Babybay showing and demonstrating that he's gonna save basically every piece of utility to stop the LEV retakes coming through. I think that could be a very nice adjustment. Babybay's spoken about the fact that the assistant coach, Shaq, on G2 has helped him a lot with his Vice play, and he has simplified his role. They've been running a ton of Vice, and it's really been working for G2.
He's improved a lot as a player on it. a more defined role and position for him. He's been finding his footing. Back of it. It's not a fake smoke, it's actually deaded, so see sees and a nade. Sidestep for now. Jorg taking a lot of damage in the process, but hold on! Stinger in hand. Just locks on. Spike immediately taken out here. Now Blows will have to reciprocate, but again, he's feeling that pressure hopping through. This is a crazy timing. It's Blows who gets on top of it. 33 health, able to back himself out. G2, though, might have had a window of opportunity into this A site.
Blows slips through and tries to take the timing again. He had to navigate so much pressure there.
It's a very open plan. Leave. Locks it all the way down. He's got that rifle. Slips his way past. Tiny angle to play in. A bit of spam as well will do that job, but it's Trent. Returns it, gets that trade online. Playing his main angle as well. It's a strong post plan here for G2.
They might have to give this one up.
I mean, they do. A bonus conversion for G2 at the side of map.
They could not have found a better start to this one. And who is it that opens things again in a big game? Game 5, Grand Finals, Jorgamo. Barrels his way up mid, and with Stinger in hand,
barely any life as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's so clean. It's such a nice idea on a set bonus, too. You throw the Season Age, you clear out that spot over towards Vents. Okay.
No, all good.
Yeah, he had a Spectre in hand. It's not the worst thing in the world at all. Look at this entry, though. Eviscerates Spikes and then gets the wraparound crunch into Blows, who genuinely deals with it well. But at that point, G2 have just got the whole of A.
Hot dog.
LEV not feeling good in the money.
No, they have been made to hurt here. They're trying to scrap something together here. They've got 2 rifles, maybe a bit of armor onto Neon, but it's not much to work with. Mid-play potentially cooked up here by LEV because they have a stack of these bodies. Players ready to respond in case there is something kicking off, and it's the rifle players again. Taking point. 2 duelists looking to see if they can even the tide out, but catching the contact of the Prowler, they want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now at avoiding the dangerous areas of the map that LEV are playing.
It's another piece of util being used, a lot of it just being dumped in, but the A site now again open for the taking.
Pretty similar idea here from Valin. Pressure towards mid, pressure towards B, and then get into A.
Get the right read on it, that's for sure. Ults are now ready to be expended in a round like this in case they choose to do it, and looks like Valin is considering it, even against the weaker buy.
Well, their post plans were falling to pieces on Pearl, so, you know, you gotta send them.
You might potentially have to here. Prowler forwards, gonna need primed. Leaf, it's like reposition. That blind is everything though. Sado, on play with the rifles. Doing decent work now, and a damage done. Look at that blind again, Valin. He's just a sitting duck way out into the open. Cutting up these angles up to Baby Bay. Can't do a lot from that spot. Already prior revealed, and the backstab activates. Blows it straight on top of it. Leviathan from the brink. They find themselves around to completely offset that momentum that G2 were building.
Absolutely feels like another one of those post plans from Pearl, where G2 get into decent positions, but LEV's protocols are very clean. They didn't have the heavy weapons, but these flashes were destroying G2 players. Look, every single player you're spotting right now, blinded up or caught out in the open. Jorg takes a bullet to the back of the head as he wraps around to play the clutch too. LEV are very practiced in that spot. And Valin was thinking about using the ult. I'm not sure it would have made that much of a difference, but certainly if they have, you know, a pit, a fade out, basically any of the other ults in a post plan, they're going to want to throw them out.
Yeah.
Because that's the spot where G2 have been suffering right now, is actually converting these post plan rounds.
They're getting the spike down, but difficulties a little bit further.
Sato is full playing off noise currently, just in spawn, waiting to use his ult.
Overabundance of util going to be used and committed here. Shorty shots into the corners just in case. Jorgamo is all the way through now like a rocket, trying to trade that kill out. King is going to be taken out. They haven't dealt with this one player on site. It's Neon. Look at the anchor and lock this one down again with the help of his team as the TP disengage. In for the back of the side. How is he finding this? It's unbelievable. The work that this kid is putting on. Hell of a show. Flash connects, Baby Bay. Just trying to barely get out of dodge there, but he was seized, locked up onto the spot, spotting out where they are. Neon! There's no slowing down. It's unbelievable stuff, Trent. That's crazy what's done.
He's found an escape avenue.
Okay.
He's going to create a 1v3 that might be winnable. Plant down.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can get something for free.
just came online.
Neon's done so much work in this round, it absolutely should be wrapped up for LEV. But Trent's a monster in the clutch.
He is.
I think we're due for a big one.
Can't count this guy out right now, but again, discipline from LEV. Neon's going to be leading the charge as the weakest player. He'll put his body on the line and hope that the team can trade him out. It's an off angle for Trent. He's trying to play it to the percentage mark. And here, moving forwards, there's no slowing down.
Oh, that's an astonishing round from Neon. He can do it no matter what he's playing. I think that's one of the reasons why he's he's not even just a front runner. He is head and shoulders above everybody else in Rookie of the Year for Americas.
100%.
You get him. How's he winning this situation?
I don't know.
He got aim punched as well. Headshot comes through the wall, I think. He's insane.
Give me one. He gave me one. It was God.
G2 are going to take a tag timeout to try to adjust what's going on here. They had a very nice idea at the beginning of this game. Actually coming up with different flavors.
Can hold up to the test of it.
And yet in this series we've also seen King's attack side calling struggle on Pearl.
LEV setting their sights on a third round. It is the weaker buy of G2, so hoping they can even things out. And it's decide a map here for the trophy and more.
If you give Jorgamo an opening though, he will capitalize.
That showstopper is looking deadly. Prowler is sidestep for now. Season an A just in case there's a player sitting inside the smoke. Jorg slips his way past it.
And this is how they made space for him to find his entry previously.
Yeah. Peeling all the way back. Sada doesn't really want to be playing an aggressive line on this one. He's just jiggling onto the corner. They're leaving Jorg as a bit of an insert.
Yeah. This A side of the map is definitely weaker. And Valen's got a very clear idea that he wants to be ending here in the majority of the rounds. They messed up a post plan, but they've actually been getting the calling working.
They're finding the open sights. Access towards it. Blows has got a lot to cover from a spot like this. Hoping that the judge can lock down this one area. Spike though, again, he's twisting and turning. He's worried about multiple directions currently. He did lose mid control and there was no effort from LEV, and out of here with the footsteps. Hold on, they're going to be going into the grinder. Blended to pieces. That's where the judge works at its best, really. The flash. Quick adjustment. Jorgamo just can't quite get in control of it in time. That third round, it was almost preordained at the beginning of this one. 3-3, evened up.
G2, though, still with another opportunity in the next round to make use of these ultimates. They have a showstopper, they have a Viper's Pit. These are great tools for Valorant to try to work around. So King's still got a lot on his plate to try to deal with. Right now it feels like LEV have got pretty similar defensive setups in a lot of these rounds that are leaving the A site weak. But here's that adjustment. Could be at the perfect time. Looking to do something aggressive on this side of the map, maybe with Spike's ultimate. And this could be a hard commitment.
Yeah, I mean it is. Molly being held as well for the fight forwards alongside that Haunt, but very passive positions. Leaf is all the way in the tunnel. Through sewers, just making sure to buy this time any course for the rotations. That was a lot of util being heard. He's going to call out the exact amount of players that were there. Hold on. Little stray shots, almost finding the mark. Then King's gone down to the Thorns. Decay on top of it, showstopper! Barely on point, Neon. At least gets his one, but this is an absolute bloodbath occurring. Skirmish through this middle area, and Leaf, instinctual stuff. Couple of stray shots, and just anticipates exactly where the peaks are going to be coming from. Blows.
Hold on.
Hold on, there's a gap to play for here, and he's already found it. There's a one. Looking for the second, but cleaned up in time. Risky stuff here. It's getting tenuous, you can definitely tell. These teams have been going the distance.
Leaf's got so much experience in spots like that. He's the player on the A side of the map that comes to the rest of his team. Guys, there's 3 people pushing out over here. I can hear the util. They are heavily committing to an A main push. And Valen takes that information, calls the reaction up into B heaven, and opens up an opportunity for Jorg to go for that entry with the showstopper.
Yeah.
A nice, fast reaction called there. And even though it got a little tenuous, they close things out.
They're still looking to, I think, take control of some of these rounds with the proactivity, delayed fights that might be occurring. It looks like they have set one up towards B main.
My ultimate's ready.
Want to get saddled at all.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Sada's been running around the map trying to get the best use out of this. But it's again Blows who needs the reinforcements over on this side of the map.
Very weak over towards A. Hard read here by G2. Realizing they can get easy access into the post plants. It's a great seize though. Connects onto it and Blows, even with that spam, he just supplements it all. Util on top. But Valorant dropped out. That's no more smokes onto this one. It's going to make it very difficult indeed, but a pit might help them out. Still, Nightfall scatters his way forwards, get the connection that they were looking for, and Lev now just trying to make a rapid approach off onto the main angle. Sado still there with the ult. Flash forwards. Doesn't get too much more for it. But this is really quite awkward for G2. They don't have good post-plant control.
No. And the pit isn't great for playing for the spike either.
Lev Lau looking to see if they can flood all the way through the fast lane. Just pull out some of that util. Clearance now into hell, but just spinning down to the barrel. Maintaining it now, but it's all Baby Bay. Twisting, turning, so even deal with it. All that util and landing the bullets right where they matter. 8 bullets left. Something to play with now, but he's definitely done enough to try and push them back, but still trying to fight their way out of a corner. Blows! Activates!
It's a beautiful retake from Lev. These are the rounds that make their defense side on Split look so good. Proactive reclearing to B. They're so fast to collapse onto A. The C's is beautiful at slowing things down. Blows gets his opener here. But the idea is that there's a pit in screens that you're supposed to be able to push round into heaven. They couldn't even get the plant for heaven. No. Immediately Blows his ulting in. He's actually played that round beautifully. And he's not got very much support. Josh can feel these rounds slipping away. G2 had a chance to get a great opening on Split. And the score is still level, but no one's been able to deal with Lev's attack side.
No.
I don't know how many rounds G2 need here to lift the trophy.
It's ominous, just lurking. You know you're going to deal with it at some point. It's just about how many rounds can you put up now. G2. Steady for now. They are on a bit of a half bite. They do have some danger though. 2 rifles in the hands of Leaf and Baby Bay. This is 5 players grouped up, but yeah, which direction do they choose to go in? That's the issue. Spike is shoring up over towards the A side, realizing I think that this has been a bit of a weak spot. G2 have been hard abusing it. Flash forwards in his face. This Judge, hold on, what is that? Leave the player with a rifle just somehow wrangles control of it and just nails it.
Yeah, that's crazy. There's still 2 rifles available here for G2, despite it being a thrifty.
The plant. It's not for heaven here. They have lost control of main once more. This wall's going to be popped off. Hold on, this is crazy stuff by Blows. Still anticipating there could be a player late lurking into this one. Everybody on G2 playing tucked to the site. They need to make a play, and they need to make it now. They press the advantage, but no clearance! No clearance at all! It's Neon unaccounted for, and it leaves it into the hands of Baby Bay, but he's already revealed his hand. Slight angle. You're going to see discipline here from Leviathan. It needs individual brilliance. Baby Bay, snapping to it, but he's weak as anything, and it's all Neon once more.
They just didn't think to clear that right corner of screens. They were so committed to dealing with Sato and then potentially going for a heaven rewrap or whatever their next thought was. They ignored the Rookie of the Year in Americas. How are you going to do that? Look at him here. He even throws a paranoia.
Made him hurt for it.
And then he's shooting fish in a barrel. Baby Bay tries to play tucked, seeing if he can even maybe work the clock in his favor. Lev are so fast at retaking ramp control. I'd like to see G2 adjust to try to hold that space. Their ante seems to be, we got a tech pause, hello.
Hello.
Very clear game plan though from G2 in this map. Towards A, trying to drive through Blows on the fade. But these retakes on A have been working perfectly for Lev. We're back into the action immediately, mid-pit used by King.
Yeah.
Looking again to try to drive G2 towards the site so that they can play the retakes, I think.
It's a hell of an obstacle. It's going to be thrown up in G2's path, and you're right. It will drive them towards the extremities. They poke and prod initially, G2, over towards this B main angle. That's been fought for every now and then by Lev. Haunt will have to be broken. Leaf couldn't sidestep that one in time.
They're going back into A, and there is no rush for Lev to reinforce A, because the retakes have been working.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, really, that Valen keeps calling them into the weak side, because they're just super happy to play 5v5 retake.
The onus is on G2, I think, to add an extra element to it.
I'd like to see them keep some players in these kind of positions back where they currently are, and they can crush the A ramp retake. But if they all scale forwards into sight, they just give LEV that easy access back to controlling ramp.
They're struggling here. Bullet's going to be peppering them pretty consistently now. Blows forwards. Jogamo just skips past most of this one, but still seized up. And really just getting choked up here at the choke point. Trent is way forward, so it's a rapid take. This time a much better plan. And this time players peeling back and away, leaving only a few remaining on the site, but main control is the goal. This fight taken is going to be an important one. Jogamo has to be running and gunning into the face of all of this one, but the rifles, the flash is good. LEV maneuvering around now, drawing out a bit of that util in the process. Taking a sidestep and conceding up a bit of this space once more. Jogamo, hold on, blinded up, still LEV is just snapping towards the domes, but a lot to contest with. No more bullets left to do it all. He has to jump into the fray with only a classic. Finally taken out. Trent locks in, dialed in, has already found the one, that's an ult on line. Nightfall gets a tag, Neon forwards now onto the defuse. Couldn't hear him, sprinting up to save the day.
Trent comes out with a Trent round to win a 1v2 Red Bull clutch. An absolute beast in clutch scenarios, and that is what G2 needed. They fought over towards ramp, didn't find anything decisive, then come back into the site, but eventually scrap things out into a spot where Trent can win it. He was talking recently in an interview about the way that he works around himself in the clutch. He's been VOD reviewing his opponents to learn their clutch tendencies.
Just devious.
That's crazy. It's like a goalkeeper prepping for penalties. He's nuts. But you see in the way that it pays off.
It pays off
clutches like that.
Yeah, he has some of the highest sample sizes the clutch has played for in Americas, winning I think about 20% of them. Unreal consistency.
LEV want to fight this out in the back of the snake bite.
Yeah, they definitely were looking forward to it, but I'm going to see bits and pieces of util to use to stun them and stop them now. With that stun, it does signal quite a bit to G2. Reminiscent of the pistol. They were just looking to see if they could absorb the aggression. Once more, they can.
It looks like G2 could call back into Baby Bay on the A side of the map, especially if he dodges that Prowler.
He has sidestepped if it blows, just I believe catches a glimpse on him.
Destroyed.
Forwards. Okay, Spike is just taking a bit of a gander. Maneuvering around this mid angle. This is a tricky one for G2 to get around now. We lost LEV. To Bebe to see if he can activate. Instant trade off onto Jogamo as well. These risks are not paying off.
Well, there's another round headed back into A, but this time LEV have a player advantage and Blows is slipping into a hard anchor spot.
Yeah, he's an elbow.
This is very different now.
Not willing to concede the space, but he hears the rumble of the footsteps. And honestly, G2, they're not going to be expecting this. Blows have been playing this one very diligently in terms of just off the side, and yeah, they are none the wiser. Absolute jump scare. Spike is irretrievable from this point.
It's a really good adaptation from Blows, the way that he plays that. Spotted Baby Bay taking a more aggressive line and decided to wrap around himself. Oh, Messi and things chuckling across the stage. That one's going to be a bit of a mental blow for G2, heading into the final round without too much to work with in terms of the money. Important that they saved the gun towards the end there.
Yeah, these halves have been so even between these teams, with the exception of, maybe Pearl, who we're looking at, but back and forth affairs constantly.
That is a jump scare for Trent.
Yeah, and King's having his fun with it.
To some degree, you could say that this has been a great success for G2 because 5 rounds was all they managed to get on the split last time these two teams played. But the harder half is yet to come.
One more round before we end up. What a haunt, just spotting it out. Runs his way all the way back though. Reveal onto him, looking to feign this slight misstep, but hoping that G2 can use it in their favor.
Flash placed. Flashing. Retrieving.
When they hear device flash, they're going to assume that, okay, it was just Baby Bay running away from it.
Bring them down.
Well, it does get a connection here. G2 are really not working with the best weaponry again, though. In a spot like this, the Caesar's good to at least get that connection, but Jogamo's immediately been taken out. Blows has been unbelievable from this spot. What is that? Magnificent stuff. Even if it is just spam down the choke line, he has been making it so damn difficult for G2 to get any sort of plants down. Still, they'll concede up the space. Steel Gun is going to be used preemptively here. Not as the retake is sent in. LEV have a lot of time to play with here. They can take their time with it, and it relies realistically on Trent with his backstab, but Needs his team to get something done in the process. Stars layered, very awkward positions and already watching for it. Just Trent trying to capitalize off of most of all of this now. Sprayed down, spammed down, picked to pieces. LEV for a narrow margin now. They are leading by 2 rounds.
Undefeated 4-0 on split Leviathan with a 2-round lead heading into the half. LEV have got an opportunity here to do the unthinkable and stop G2 from lifting another trophy in Americas. Last year, G2 won everything there was to win in this region.
To be decided and to be seen on the other half of this one if LEV can do it.
That they're good enough, that they can go to a global and maybe even win another.
It's validation at the end of the day for a squad that has been putting it together piece by piece, adding more and more to the playbook. A win here would be excellent for them.
And if G2 can be the first team to take down LEV on split, they will have truly deserved to lift yet another trophy.
Absolutely. This is the notorious half here. The LEV are best at it. Attack side calling forwards again is the play. Valin steps up to the challenge. Already rattling away 2 of them, and Jorgamo instantly there to help him out. A pistol round win in sights here for G2. With a spike drop down in their laps. Relying on keeping a check on every single location. Contact cord and immediate swings. There is no hesitation from G2 currently. And King.
Valin and Jorg, man, they have just done such a good job there.
Yeah.
Inside of those smokes.
Hard anchoring. Punish onto the B-pop.
King's got an impossible situation ahead of him. This is going to be double pistol going the way of G2 on this map. It's the kind of thing that can definitely happen. Could definitely turn upset results. A team goes 4-0 on a map and then loses double pistol. It's definitely losable.
Yeah. G2 looking for everything to go right for them right now. There is no risks to be taken. They are just banking on contact plays and immediately swinging out to supplement it. So, pistol round should bring them within reach of equalizing 7-7.
And especially if they can come up with some kind of bonus round like they did on their attack side. This has given me a lot of confidence, though, in terms of the way that G2 are going to be able to play this defense side. Gathering up inside of that smoke and playing together with Valin and Jorg. If they can get that working for them, the main strength of LEV's attack is that eventual B-pop, the B-exec. It's really difficult to hold on. They've got 3 aggressive players with Spike, Sato, and Neon that can easily run you over. Different story with rifles, potentially, but a great beginning for G2.
Jorgamo spotting quite a lot there. In the Neon, hearing multiple players, but they concede up space towards the orb. It's different from how G2 were playing this last time around on split versus LEV. They were trying to punish the orb grabs quite a lot. Trap plays with a season and nade. This time around, quite content to just give up that space and shredding them through that smoke. Not convinced of it though. Listen, LEV just want to send this one flying all the way forwards, but it's good util again to respond. Now Horn just the trails of it, and Trent and Valin really spamming and spraying away, looking to see if they can put the hurt on, the squeeze onto these LEV players.
Not ready yet.
They've dealt with this opening really beautifully.
Yeah.
Neon, the last one, left alive. No hope in this. And you can see the work that G2's put in already. LEV are going to just be feeling this out. Trying to get a read on where the defensive setups are.
Activated.
Spot Thorn placements there.
Extra bit of info you can tuck away a little bit later. This deep Viper wall was causing issues for LEV last time around. But he found a way past it. So begun, but he will be meeting his match in the end. It's a 3-piece for Valin. Good set of containment, but now all full focus placed onto the bonus round here for G2. If they have a great idea, it could be exactly what they need to try and finally dispel this Leviathan attack side on split.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time you see in these bonus rounds some level of some creative idea, but I've got to be honest with you, I think if you just let LEV go for the same B exec, and G2 have got an idea of how to stop it right there and then. Could work out nicely. They've swapped Trent to the other side of the map though, so they won't have access to his C's for some kind of C's nade.
Deep Star placed down towards the back of them, but it's going to be recalled up. Jorgen was spotted actually, just his head poking out, and this guy surely not long for the world. Gliding forwards, can't escape it. Valen tries to help him out. Spam down though. A deep push out. Trent, abundance of util here, but broken down, and now an ult picked up. Sado inspecting and anticipating a bit of a refight.
I think that's not the way that Jorgen and Valen wanted that fight to happen.
No,
Jorgen completely stuck on the left side.
There.
Maybe not anticipating getting caught by a Prowler, but I think I'd like them to see take another step back, play around the smoke like they were on round 1, and have that support coming in from B Heaven, either a Seize or a Snakebite.
We'll wait for the minute mark. We're going to send this one all the way forwards. Runner back will claim a lot of that space into the site here. Mr. LEV happy to just vacuum it all up. What a shot by Neon. Sharp as anything, no slowing down from one half to the other. And Trent, hold on, down in hell. Hitting some nasty shots, but eventually meets his match.
Bit of damage done there for G2. Good shots towards the end of things. And Neon continues to be a laser beam, 16 and 7. There's that catch off the Jorg early doors. I don't think you can particularly play spots like that. They're always going to be good for it. Spike is fearless on the entry.
One enemy remaining.
One of the big things that G2 were doing with their Vice Wall was placing it over towards mid this round. Got it placed on B main, which is more of a standard, but also LEV have demonstrated that they do default and do get rid of these walls at B.
Fire around as well, a lot of poking. Hitting at the minute mark. See Phoenix Wall, might just send Spike all the way in. A couple of bits and pieces of the spam. Spike is way separated now.
He did not think that wall was there.
Think it's the case yet, it doesn't even matter. He's just taking out Baby Bay, and with that, the Thorns deactivated. We no pushback, Valen immediately retreats.
It's accidental genius from LEV. Walked in, 5v4, got the whole of the B site.
Season and AIDS try to punish that plan. It's a cheeky idea forwards again. You're seeing the pace increase, tempo turned up. Spike, his position he's playing in, it's a nasty one. He's just trying to duck and weave past most of this util.
They haven't got the spike down, but the delay is actually playing in King's Lurk.
He's able to maybe get a backstab off here. Spike is going to be cleared up towards Hell regardless though. Through the spawn angle, dropping all the way down. It's Jorgen looking to see if he can assail and assault his position over towards the side. Cosmic Divide even being committed, and it should force the issue. Leviathan, you got to step past this one, step a little bit further forward. King's being caught up onto the flank. G2, surely the mechanics are playing, trying to play each other in. It's beautiful movement. Valen and Leaf, full stick onto it, not planning for blows to try and play with here. And Leaf will swing out. It's a massive round here for G2. You can see the disbelief standing up. How much it means to them dragging into that 8-8. That's how that kill happened.
Oh, that is why Trent is taunting King across the stage.
That's ridiculous.
What a 90-degree flick, and perfectly played at the end as well by Leaf.
I got you, Trent.
And that is a big round for G2 to win. Did not think that retake was coming through there. Great value out of Valen's ultimate. Now LEV, only 2 rifles. They're the ones on the ropes. Ult
Still danger here though. Heaven. Yeah, it's a deep ult into Heaven as well. It's going to be clearing up most of this space. I mean, Neon, he's only got a bandit to work with, but might just be enough here. Ult is still being committed on either side, and this is dangerous. How the hell do you get the hell out of this one? Already decayed down and beamed out of the sky, dropping down Sato! What is this?
What a play!
It's pure chaos injected into the round exactly when he needed it. Snapping to the side is Bebe though, that will dismiss him, taking him out.
Big risk for Baby Bay, but it pays off.
There's no plant down. Leaf inside the smoke, no way. You're going to be pushing this one, no way. It's watched for. Shutting him down, the antsy play. G2. Pause called for by LEV, and it just causes these G2 players to just bleed out of position.
Yeah, that's a classic King situation. He lets the rookies find the openings, and then pumps the brakes and forces the mistakes out of G2.
Baby Bay.
That's going to be the
Again, he's going to be taken out here by blows. Not a lot of money to work with into this round.
No, not at all. I mean, they cooked enormously with this one. That should have been LEV on the ropes, as we were saying. Like, that was G2's chance. Leaf actually takes a step forward as he hears the Omen ultimate behind him. And I wonder if he in that moment thought that he had to make a play. Visions of his insane push, insane Lotus quad kill. But it does not work out the same here. It has broken G2's economy, and Josh has angrily hit the timeout. That previous round was such an example. Willing to throw caution to the wind and set up a crazy play. And in the chaos, they thrive.
Very similar attack side default that LEV been doing countless times now.
Yeah. You see King on the safest angle possible, one that he always plays on.
Neon left to contain up towards mid. Let's see if they can hunt out, poke some of this util.
But they've been taking the early timing on the B exec a couple of times, so you don't know if they're going to pop right then and there. I mean, we saw Spike just walk past the Vice wall in a previous round. I don't think he meant to.
No.
But this is coming back towards mid, and maybe G2, maybe they'll have a chance with these bandits.
There's a possibility. There's a Season and 8 as well waiting for it, but they need to see players forward. Hold on the orb up. They're going to be dropping this one behind it, and it takes the element of surprise away from them. There's G2 though, still seeing if they can really batter back here. Nade at the feet. Jorgamo just wrestling away these shots once more. He's hoping for an extra kill to be claimed. Blows is barely alive, limping from the engagement.
He's done great there with his movement though. Managed to dodge the nade from Jorgamo while keeping his gun trained on the angles at all times.
30 seconds left.
Despite the surprise from G2 in mid, LEV keep bodies up.
Yeah, and now regrouping up towards this mid angle. They don't want to give the guns up. Leave, hold on. Damage done, and Blows is barely alive for it. 5 HP. It's an ult that's going to be committed. The Nightfall as well. This is just for confirmation as to where these players could be, but Jorgamo sidesteps it.
10 seconds
Means he's got a later timing though. Bandit in hand, one shot onto the head of King and anything onto Blows. It could be doable, but it's really difficult. Can he pick up a weapon perhaps?
And they're so deep down into mid. He'd have to be giving up even more time, and I don't think he's got the seconds to burn, but might consider it. Dropping down now into the site, the silent drop down at that. Poking, prodding, hoping for signs, but he's just missed it. Different angle perhaps. It's a safe plant, not for main. He's going to be anticipating that it could be different players there, but doesn't spot signs of Blows. Finds him out into the open. C's dropped in this game of timings, whipping his way around. It's connecting with the C's. No way. Hold on to the fuse. It's going to be stuck here. There's no way out of it at all. King finds his mark in the end.
He's managed a difficult situation there. Jorg needed an easy one. He just had to be given a freebie. Couldn't quite find it. To make him bleed in this round, but LEV now have a 2-round advantage. And if they can close out another big rifle round and get past Jorgamo's showstopper, that trophy might be theirs to lift. They've hit double digits.
Yeah.
But these can sometimes be the more difficult rounds to get, especially if you start letting the moment get to you. If you start thinking too hard about how close you are.
Start looking at that trophy like a siren for the sea. Might be a little bit too much here. This is an inexperienced roster in terms of it, but listen, it has not slowed them down one bit. Run it back now, popped on Sado. Sado! All the way forwards. G2 doing significant damage in the process, but still, they are the ones worse for wear.
As Jorgamo's ult on the opposite side of the map. Leaf steps forward.
Hold on, could find an angle here, but it's still an aim well trained. Snake bite, drop down.
They're so good at controlling the pace when they get up into an advantage position like this. It's a 4v3 and they don't allow Leaf any inch back into it. They just tighten ranks.
Go for the pause, try to play with discipline.
I like the way that
King.
I like the way the G2 have separated their defenders though here, Brad. You leave Jorgamo alone because you know that he has the showstopper. And if they go into B, you just trust that Leaf and Trent will be able to get it done.
That's the goal here. Gearing up to try and go into it. A bit of a B split. King will probably just aim to take this one slowly. Once his team make enough noise. Orbs are propped up. It's all going to be Leaf and Trent. What can they do from a position like this? They just take the timing anyway. It's instinctual. Anticipating there could be a play made. Leaf has already found his one.
The pit.
They're worried about multiple things. The pit, that's just a reposition, but he still needs to claim the kills. Double push forwards. King! High ground angle. He's done it all for them now, but they still have to contest with Jorgamo.
They just have to put the spike in the ground and hope that Jorg isn't here. By some miracle, he hasn't rotated yet.
He's only just finding his way forwards, but King is mad aggressive right now. This is unbelievable. He's offered up the 1v1. Jorg, why the hell would King be pushing that if there wasn't another player lurking from behind? That's the question he's asking himself right now, but now we see a showstopper forwards again, wrapping around the corner. Doesn't know where he is, but hold on to the fuse. He's just using the fuse to give himself space. Half onto it, finds it! Juggerbo! The savior once more when his team needed it.
He is a diamond forged under pressure. This guy is it in big moments. He's got that dog in him. I love the way that he's played this. Rocket in, you know that Neon's not going to contest you on the first tap. And then there's the threat of the full stick. It is beautifully played. And exactly what G2 needed. Their money's still not good. Valen's coming into this one, wondering, cycling through. Spectre, Bulldog. He's the player asked most of if the hit goes into B. But King's changing it up.
Hold on, this is fast play already. Off the rip. We're going to see it now as those barriers drop down. Immediate control over towards A. Side is entirely theirs. A bit of spam as well. Neon just poking towards that heaven angle. This is though fast and a response by G2. They're using the cosmic divide to try and get themselves all the way in. The Horns, it's a big reveal. Even better kills. Spike though, as that cover is removed, he's just way out into the open, exposed to it all. Sato trying to punch a hole forwards, but maintain with that composure, and still the spike not planted.
G2 so fast. Leaf incredibly composed. And Trent somehow found a spam kill through onto King.
It's not planted for heaven. That's where Neon is. It's all on blows in a spot like this, but they are playing each other in perfectly. G2. Perfectly played by them so far, and there it is. Peaks off of each other's contact. 10-10.
G2 was so ready for that fast A hit. How has King died in the midst of all of that? Caused a couple of players to die as well as the pit disappeared around them. We were going crazy about LEV hitting double digits, feeling like it might be doable for them.
Yeah.
And this is now 2 rounds in a row, and G2 have tied it back up. A way, way better performance than last time these two teams played on Split. Double the amount of rounds taken. And Leviathan take a tag timeout here to try to fix what's been going wrong. It's their first one on Split. It's the first chance.
Bigger prize in front of them being that America's trophy. Chance to secure and round out the cabinet even more. Potentially secure that #1 seed spot. G2. All the money in the world right now. Immediate stun here. Spike! He's straight in their faces. Leaf does well to even just maintain that and hold down control of this space. Players up, lurking up through into mid. This is dangerous territory. Yuto held out, no baby bay! Just with that judge. Just traded a hell of a shot by blows. Picks up the spike.
Yeah, it's a 2v2, and they can still slow things down here. No weapon upgrades would have been lovely for King and Blows. Gonna have to get it done with a Sheriff and a Stinger. This positioning is diabolical from Jorgamo. But he's worried about getting wrapped through from rope and down a ramp.
He's trying to minimize the amount of angles he might have to watch. For LEV, they have a bit of time to play with here. 50 seconds, roughly. They're holding. Just in case there is that extra push from G2.
It's got to put the fear into you, especially if you're Valen holding this kind of angle.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, LEV are unlikely to go fully into B and then walk up B heaven.
You have to wonder about it, though.
But yeah, the more the time ticks, the more the fear
left.
must be running through your veins.
Putting the squeeze. Picking out the guns and the weapons.
One
Might be
enemy
looking to be reclaimed, but immediate acknowledgement, and there it is. Valen brings the team to 11.
He's got that courage, stands firm, stands tall. Valen's having a great map. He started it out on the pistol and he's just kept all of that momentum going. Yeah, Valen and Leaf have just been 2 pillars for G2 to rely on. Controlling every dangerous situation.
Yeah. Completely turned it around as well from that prior map. Yeah. Wasn't having the greatest of performances. We normally expect that level of consistency out of him.
And now LEV, having been in a situation where they were up big in their final map, on their best map, undefeated here on Split in this stage. Now their backs are against the wall, they're up against the ropes.
This is the round that matters. Ulti being built up here, looking for the kill!
Oh, that's amazing spam off the jump peak.
Contact of the jump peak. The horn's immediately broken at that. Orb forward, Seas gets the connection they were looking for, but there is no follow through.
Sato's doing a decent job solo defaulting towards B. He's baited out the Vice utility.
Rest of his team now looking to poke and prod. Lev, player down. Got to take risks in a position like this, but G2 happy to just leave Baby posted up, Judge in hand.
He's had to judge the last couple of rounds.
Yeah. Complete control up towards Heaven.
Simply sitting here waiting.
There is a gap up towards Heaven through vents, and that's a level of awareness. It's being jiggled by Leaf, just watching it, but they could work all the way in. The pings implying it's Prowler skirting past, but this time the Nightfall gets that confirmation up close. Do you dare try and take it? Pure composure, just sits and stands his ground. He's like a gargoyle, punched up, and making him hurt for it.
30 seconds left.
Spike still held down, but Sato's looking to make a play of his own. He just spotted it out. One player found. Trent picked off, but it's evened out anyway by Valin. These deep line timings, a punish there, intact. 15 seconds left. You're making your way over towards A, and once more, Jorgamo could be that playmaker. To Spike. Dropped onto the ground, way out into the open. Neon, how do you deal with it? Satchels to be broken. Time barely there. 4 seconds left, but Jorgamo runs him down. And 12 rounds with G2. One more is all it takes.
G2 can feel it now. The players restless settle into those known positions. They've been in spots like this before. And when the games get tight, when the moments get scrappy, they're still ready to deliver. Jorg does so well here. There was madness across the map. King with many different options and lurks that he could have gone back to. And Baby Bay now 1 round away from getting that trophy in Americas.
It's all or nothing for Lev here. A battle of survival. You've come so far. To fall at the final hurdle will be nothing short of heartbreak. They're going to be sending it now, flying forwards as a runner back, but skipped into the corner. No clearance on the Baby Bay. Bides his time, but he doesn't know where to reposition in time. Explodes to answer it straight back at it. Up through Heaven again. This is G2. Leaf filling in those gaps. Going exploring for it.
Another pause called. Blows holds its contact. Lever trying to slow down the round and bait out mistakes from G2. Does the pressure get to one of these two teams?
G2 right now left exploring over towards the A section of the map, but a slight pixel angle. Leaf might have the chance here. See how his reaction times look. Calling for the pause again, just trying to make G2 stew. Panic in a spot like this. All comes down to it. It's all going to be on Leaf's shoulders right now. Bullets to the dome, though, straight through that wall. He's lucky to be alive, but he's trying to scurry away. Buying time, though. Knife out, just spotted, and they know exactly where he is. Blows has got this guy cornered. Paranoia forwards, jumping in. If Sada didn't get it, it was definitely going to be Blows.
Lev still look composed in this round. They've done a great job. For a young team, 1 round away from losing their grip on that trophy, it could have very easily crumbled away from them right here, right now. But they showed all of that excellence in this round. They're going to need to fend this off and another. Yeah. I don't think Jorg and Trent want any piece of this, though.
No. No movement at all.
They are miles away.
Looking to see if they can hold on to the guns.
Jorg wouldn't be able to buy the other players on the team with minimum loss bonus. It would be rough.
It's essential that they keep these guns here and now.
A line.
They want to try and close this one out before OT.
Yeah. Bit of a stalemate call. Line drawn in the sand. Lev have got to put together another round like that. They've got to show composure again to push it to overtime. Lev had a chance in OT on map 1. On G2's permaban, they couldn't convert. They got it there, but then they couldn't close things out. If they had, the trophy would already be in their hands. Fine margins, define legacies.
It's just one more round here. The defining moment between OT or a trophy lift for G2. Big stack of players up towards mid here, but this is a fast play from Lev. Looking to take this one all the way forwards already with that smoke layer down. A bit of spam into it. Prowler on top.
Spike goes looking. No Vice wall found.
No, but the C's does connect. It's going to slow down Lev.
Yeah, they decide not to commit into this one. It looks like G2 want to play heavy for the retake. Babybase playing an anchor position again with Judge in hand, but Steel Garden to back it up.
Yeah.
This fight might happen over towards mid.
Could be.
I think G2 want this brawl.
It is a defining element now of the entirety of this series. Orb up. Stray shots peppering the potential opposition that could be waiting behind it. But now with a nightfall, now they get the confirmation, and now they swing out and take the kill. Sado is gone, taken out. Player advantage here for G2. At this point, it's just not letting the opportunity to lose grip of it. Neon to fake with the TPs, looking to see if he can pull some of these G2 players out in away. Looking to re-clear in CT.
But you've got to be decisive with the timing that gives you. G2 should be backed up now, looking for the Omen ultimate. LEV have to find an opening. Pumping the brakes only works when you're up. When you're down like this, you've got to find a play.
30 seconds left. This could be it. It could be spelling out disaster and doom for the squad with such high hopes. For grand finals like this, the Steel Garden is preempted. Lay it down. Still a pocket to play in terms of that time, but the backstab might be activating now. Players are getting in from G2. This is it. It's all on the line. But this is Leviathan being whittled to pieces. LEV, they need that individuality. They need that brute force to plant. There's no way. There's no chance. There's no hope. It's all G2. And they claim their rightful throne in Americas.